Okay, here we are again. Judging by the fact that I am in crafter gear, that should tell you what we're going to do today. Actually adjusted the plan a little bit since last time, but I'll talk about it when we actually get on the stream. So, for now, we'll do what we usually do. I'll sit here like a lump on a log and we'll wait out the music until it's done with the full verse, and then we'll get started. Trying to yawn quietly. Hopefully nobody heard both of those. It's the only thing though about winter time is that because it's like the air is dry, not necessarily my lips, I mean they do get a little chapped, but like the skin around my lips actually gets more chapped than the lips themselves. And so, I put chapstick on it where I can, but you yawn, if you yawn and it's particularly like deep yawn where you have to open your mouth all the way. Not unlike that one that I just did. You can feel the skin kind of crack a little bit, which is unfortunate. But like I said, I put, chapstick on it at night, so let it sit on the skin till the morning to hydrate it. So, Hey, Lifeblood, how's it going? Welcome back. How you doing, Mr. Light Warden? I'm as peachy as can be, as someone with a most likely terminal illness can be. So, try not to think about it. That's why I'm on a crafting class and we're doing side quests. Even though the main way to solve this would be to continue with the main story, but, the quite literal, only interesting plot point, yeah. So we'll be going back to Omega today when Cole gets here after we do a couple other things, so. And then, once we're done with all the side quests, which probably won't happen until tomorrow, we'll continue with the story until the story gives us a point of no return, and then we'll do more side quests. So, yes, ignoring the problem, the Gen Z way of life. Actually, ignoring the problem extends back significantly farther than just Gen Z. A lot of the reason why our parents grew up to be workaholics is because they ignored the problem, and the problem was their toxic relationship with work and their lack of work-life balance. So, it kind of happens in every generation, but every new generation gets blamed for ignoring problems, So, that's my 2 cents on it anyway. Yeah, puts a band-aid on a huge flesh wound. There, all better. Now just give you a kiss. Mwah! Now you can go run out and murder more local wildlife and commit ecological disasters. I had one thing, Final Fantasy XIV. One thing that was still mine. And you took it away from me. So now I will take away the pacing of your plot by doing side quests at the moment of imminent peril. I switched the schedule up. We're doing this stuff now because the game gives us... I just sat again. Hold on. I meant to /handover. Good. The light is so strong in me, it's affecting my brain now. That's just fantastic. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Shadowbringers, the Stream Edition. As I said, I swapped the schedule a little bit because in about 4 quests, the game is going to give us a very specific point of no return and say, if you have anything else to do in the Crystarium, do it now. And we have 2 sets of side quests to do before then, so we'll do one of the sets now, and then we'll do the other set in about 4 quests, main quests from now, and then we'll be good. Then the pacing can actually flow unabated for the most part to the end of the game. So, yeah. So the Eternal Day is back all over the world again. So this everlasting light weather condition. If you go anywhere that you've already brought the night back, it is everlasting light again. That's the only Light Warden power you get access to, is causing the entire world to be flooded with light. You don't get access to any of the cool shit like controlling them or, you know, any of the stuff that every other Light Warden has done. You don't get any of that. You only get what the plot tells you can have, which is the exact thing that makes you feel like everything you did was pointless. It's a cheap trick, Square Enix. I'm not happy with it. Yeah, what an ultimate Light Warden we are. Believe me, I know. We need more than what they're giving me, but they are not giving it to me. I'm going to be capped out on crafter scripts. I don't care. Not like I have anything to buy with them anymore. I would not recommend taking down a whale with this thing, Iolo, because whales are probably endangered in this world. You're still trying to figure out how Fatso was able to control them? So maybe it was like the Sephiroth thing, right? Like, because Sephiroth, kind of similar to Vothri, Sephiroth was exposed to Mako from when he was in the womb all the way through his life. So maybe that gave him a distinct hold on Mako energy, and it allowed him to be really strong. Maybe it's a similar thing with Vothri, where he was... Yeah, they fused the Sin Eater with an unborn child, basically. So because he was so, like, attuned to the light ether from the moment of his conception, even before that, it was just kind of a second nature thing for him, you know, so. Marie's going to be muted for a bit, still at work. That's okay, Marie. You do that. But I appreciate you coming in. I will say hello when you get here. You know, unmuted. It'll be fine. I'm sure the Ondo will appreciate the Tridents. Unless they pull a fast one and say, hey, so they don't like them. Fuck off and go do something else. We are, yes. Iola, you're freaking out again. You need to stop having nervous breakdowns. Kolana, stop. Let him finish. That's what I'm saying. Perfect. Exactly what we wanted. See, you guys freak out over nothing. This is the only joke they have for these quests, isn't it? I've never done these quests, but this seems to be the only joke they have. It's very one note. Hi, I'm the one that made the Tridents. You're welcome. Thank you, sir. Your patronage is most appreciated. I don't know why I said patronage normally, but then said appreciated, like the C was an S. You know. Oh, look, a new character. Let's see. Heterochromia, Catboy. Yeah, that pretty much sums up the most generic Final Fantasy NPC you could have in this game. Not Final Fantasy in general, but in this game, yeah, that's about right. You can't imagine him being a strong Sin Eater, considering how many problems regular people have fighting them, so it must have been a low-level one, so I wonder, why was he so strong? Yeah, again, that's the only thing I can think of, is just because of his exposure to it so early in his life, he just kind of had that natural attunement to the light ether, so it allowed him to do it. The only other thing I can think of is that he was that strong because Square Enix made him the final Light Warden, so for the plot's sake, he had to be the strongest of them all. But I don't like thinking about that one because that ruins my immersion and that makes me sad. So, and this game already does that enough, so I try to not have it do that as many possibilities as I can. Thank you. Okay, sure, that's fine. Don't talk about pegging him. He's not on Balmung's server. Yeah, what immersion? I know. Our immersion at this point's been broken and shattered in so many different ways. I don't know why I'm trying to cling to this one. I don't see why not. I can help you out. Or they can help you out while I do other stuff. Well, that's good. Let's just hope he doesn't mess up his crafting rotation by being so fast. That's fine. I can help you out with that. Normal quality papados au gratin. Listen, if you're gonna smush up a bunch of Lalafels, it should at least, like, get them to be high quality in the process. So you had them talk about pegging, and now I'm an ace in the hole. That's just great. Broken how? There was never one to begin with. I know. I know. Not telling me anything I don't already know. What's next? I'm already in crafter gear, so let's do leatherworker next. That's on the other side of the table. Right here with Fiona. So we'll turn these in. And then if Cole's not here after I'm done turning this and the Fisher deliveries in, I'll start doing the Ether Current quests in Calusia. And then we'll go from there. So. You hate the daytime music except in the forest. See, this isn't even the daytime music in the Crystarium normally here. This is the you fucked up the world, good job breaking it hero music, basically. It's supposed to be the sad music because the player is supposed to feel despondent at the fact that the entire world is engulfed in light again and all their efforts were for nothing, but I don't know. It just doesn't really fall that way for me. I do, in fact, have the repair materials, so let's see if we can get them back in the saddle with them. Well, leatherworking was my literal first crafting job, so if it wasn't high quality, I don't know what we'd expect at this point, so. You don't really hear it as such. Yeah, it's just kind of there, honestly. It's like a placeholder for me. 4 days later now. Just wait until we bring night back to the whole world, then you can listen to the nighttime music here. It's really good. Theona, you need to sleep! Good lord! I'm going to have the Allegan node conk you over the head and knock you unconscious. Jesus. Admittedly, your standards became really high after Pokemon Black and White. Yeah, Emotion, I think, is the name of the song from Black and White. That sad song, yeah, that one's really good. That gives me some goosebumps even now, out of context from the game. You add the context from the game to that, and it's like, holy shit. So I think you're right. I think my standards changed once I heard that song. I think I'm in the same boat. Yeah, go deliver the stuff and let us know how it all went, Theona. And then go take a nap. Sheesh. They brought the Amaro with them. Well, it's more of a regularity with Aola anyway, so. Senguan Bai, hello. I probably butchered that, I'm sorry. No problem. So this is the good boy or girl that will wear the barding. Please stop, Allegan Node, you're embarrassing me. Yeah, I mean, I get that, but you can save the ones that are still here. So I'm sure this one's very happy to have it. That's a, specifically a barding, the saddle that they have back there, because of the lights that are there, that means this Amaro is going to be a transport Amaro. So when we use the Amaros to travel, like from one Amaro keep to another, from one town to another, this is going to be one of those Amaro, so. That's cool. We appreciate your support. Wear that saddle proudly, young Amaro. Yeah, why aren't you sad at this emotional music? A Pokemon player that played Black and White, you just wouldn't get it. Speaking of Owl, here he comes with something else to... Yes, I'm aware of that. Don't worry about him spraying that from his nostrils. You're not in the splash zone anymore. It's fine. Wow, they didn't even have a lead up this time to whatever the quest is going to be after this. What happens basically is once you deliver your level 75 deliveries like we're doing today, they set up a quest basically that you do at level 75 where they're kind of like the Stormblood ones where they give you the materials when the quest starts and then you make something instead of having to find the materials and make them yourself. So, but we'll worry about that later. That's not for now. For now, let's go back to Fisher and turn in the Bright Mirror clams that I have with Frithric so that these, whatever strange illness we're trying to fix now can be fixed. There you go, buddy. Oh, look, my cup runneth over on Gatherer scripts, too. That's okay. Is the sad music playing through all the overworld? That is a good question, actually. I'm not sure. We can go find out in a second. So... Like, I'll go out to Lakeland and we'll find out before I teleport to Calusia. Just to check. So, yeah, let's hope not, because that would be very monotonous. Okay, good. I hope they don't. All I did was go catch a few clams. By telling me to fish up something else, I would assume. Yeah, I was going to say, this is the guy that was in the Spadgerix before, if I recall correctly. Good. So he was just missing... What exactly do clams do for your diet, anyway? Like, what are they high in? I imagine they have a good amount of omega-3s in them, because they're a fish-based product, so... That's usually a lot of fish are high in omega-3s. But clams could be different because they're not fish, technically speaking. They're a bivalve. So it's like not a fish, you know. Clams are high in protein. Yeah, maybe he just had low protein amounts in his diet, you know. So yeah, some of the fishers don't like the idea of wandering into the Feywild and fishing clams in 6 inches of water. So you want me to give them one of my treatments? Are you sure they need it? Oh, they didn't even tell you what the treatment was going to be. You want to go to the right already. We are so far to the left. So this must have been one of the members of the Faceted Fishing as well, so... Now here's the real question. Who else is going to go fish up the Bright Mirror clams in Ilmeg? Like, did I tell Feo about the fact that there's going to be a bunch of other fishers going there to fish up clams in order to have a balanced diet? Because if I told her that, but I didn't tell her about the world-ending scenario in the last episode, what the hell is wrong with me? Yeah, well, you know. Clams are no fish. They're like slugs, and each is a boneless creature. Let's see. So, I know what you're talking about. They're invertebrates. That's what the word is in English. So they don't have a spine or any bones to speak of. Invertebrate. Because the vertebra are the strata of your spine in English. So, there you go. Alright. You tell me where to fish, I'll go fish. I'm apparently an Apex Angler, even though I'm only at the level 75 quests, so... I'm gonna be busy playing with the all-powerful Fae. I don't think we'll see Feo again until... the patch content now? I think that was it for her, honestly. I think that little exchange where she was like, I'm very angry with you because Square Enix won't let you call me, after her and the Amaro came to our aid. I think that's it for her, honestly. I don't think we see her again for quite some time, if not ever. So. Oh, you mean unofficially? I still have some pixie quests to do, so yeah, I guess I would probably still be able to see them for a little while anyway. I've got, like, if we look at my classes here, once you get these classes to level 80, they don't earn as much experience from the pixies anymore, because the pixies are specifically for levels 70 to 80. After that, you only earn like 10,000 experience a quest, which is not much when you need almost 6 million to get a level. So, yeah, I probably won't be doing too much with them after this. So, there you go. Alright, let's go see if the music continues out here. It does not. This is the normal music that plays here, so. Okay, so it's just in the Crystarium for now. So there you go. Alright, we need to go back to Calusia to do the Ether Current quest so I can fly around there. Cole already did them, so I can do these while I wait for him. And, incidentally, is he? No, he isn't logging in yet. Alright. So, what are we looking for around here? Let's do these on Summoner, why not? And then we are looking for a Plankless task, that's one of them. Village of Woe, that one has a chain of quests attached to it. Plankless task is just by itself. Fugitive of Fear, that also has a... Oh, there's a triple triad player over there. That also has a quest chain attached to it, so we'll do those later if Cole's still not here. And then a Disagreeable Dwarf. So those are the 4 we're going to go do right now to get the Ether Currents before Cole gets here. Yeah, Apex Angler, don't make me laugh. The shit you pulled on land in games is stupid, I know. Even within this game, I've pulled a lot more stuff that would make me consider an Apex Angler. For the level 50 Fisher quest, I pulled up a 50-foot-long marlin. Like, it actually was rendered in the game. It was like... It went from the bottom of the mast to the top. So... And that was not a small boat. I think that was the only time they rendered the, your catches in the fishing quests, though. So... Did I fish a fucking boss fight? It felt like it. The fucker... You had to basically... What you had to do is you had to catch a fish, a low-level fish. And then what you can do is you can mooch a fish. So you use that fish as bait for the next fish. So you had to catch a low-level fish and then mooch it for a mid-level fish. And then mooch that mid-level fish for the actual marlin that we were fishing up. So, oh, an actual boss fight? Yeah, no, they don't let fishers into actual boss fights in this game. That was the closest they would let you do to fishing a boss fight in this game. Oh, you fished in a fucking boss fight? That's funny. Actually, technically speaking, I did fish a fucking boss fight because I played Sonic Adventure as a kid, and if you play that game, you have to fish Froggy out of Chaos for the final boss of Big's campaign. So... I have played Terraria, but not since... It's been probably about 8 years since I played Terraria, so a lot of the newer stuff I haven't played. So there you go. I don't think I ever fished in a boss fight in that one. I know Duke Fishron. I'm guessing that's an NPC in Terraria. The name doesn't sound familiar. I think when I played Terraria, the... What was the newest boss fight? I think the one that was in Hell was the newest boss fight the last time I played Terraria, where it was like a flesh wall or something. That was the newest boss fight at the time I played Terraria, so it's been that long since I played it. I'm sure, but at this point, there's a lot more going on in the game, but... Anyway. Sure, I'll let him know. I gotta go to the shipyards. Let's take this quest too and see if this one directs us to the shipyards as well. If it doesn't, I think this one directs us north actually, so that's fine though. My name is Jimmy Grayston. Nice to meet you. The acting village mayor. Okay, well, what do you need? Sure, that sounds like a plan. Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see that, especially after Decayascene paid you guys a visit, so. Alright, will do. In the mushroom biome that had been added, you can find a worm to use as bait. Okay, so then you use that as bait to fish up the boss. Kinda, sorta. Oh good, Cole's here, and he's screaming eldritchly. Cole, you ready to join the call? I was just doing quests while I waited for you. The ocean, you can use it to catch Duke Fishron, the second hardest boss in the game. Wow. A fishing boss is the second hardest boss in the game. That's impressive. Usually fishing doesn't get nearly that kind of exposure in a game. So Cole is ready. Let me bring him into the call before I save this lady from being murdered by an island rail. There he is. Oh hi. Is that
Has
Eldritch?
anyone seen my eyes? I seem to have dropped in this pub.
Well, then let's find the puddle. After I fry this thing with searing light with Bahamut!
You know, in my entire experience playing Bloodborne, that line was probably one of the most iconic in the entire game. Because you just get through Ludwig.
Yeah, it
you're
came
suffering, you're in
completely
pain,
out of
and then it's
nowhere.
just out of nowhere.
He's just sitting next to a puddle of water. Like, I dropped my eyeballs. Can you help me find them? It's like, okay, what the fuck am I in for from here on out?
And then you have to go fight Lady Maria.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Remember when I insisted on killing her by parrying her?
Yeah.
Like, entirely through parrying?
Yeah.
I still haven't beaten Orphan.
Yeah, because you just barely got through Maria. Gargoyle looking ass. Yeah, that rail was something. Yeah, when you kill Rom in Bloodborne, that's also like an oh shit moment, because it's like, what the fuck is going on? There's just this lady with blood down her dress, there's a baby crying, and all of a sudden the world is halfway to dead, and everyone's going insane. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, and the amygdalas.
Yeah, that too.
God, the amygdalas.
That everyone can now see, because they're all insane. So is Psy Luke related to Psy Lo, or Psy, which one's the one that helps us with the physical DPS quest? Is his name Psylocke? I forget. He's so forgettable.
Probably. Every character in this game is forgettable, according to you.
Wah, wah. He isn't exactly treating you like the mayor. Oh, because you want him to be the mayor. Okay.
Who can beat Orphan without being a massive sweat lord? Tell me.
Not me. Not me. I'm not good enough at parrying to do that, because you can parry his overhead two-handed swing and just kill him that way by getting him into a loop, but I'm not good enough at parrying to do that.
Listen, I am not trash at Souls games. This is the fact. I have a achievement on my Steam that proves this. Because I beat Blade of Mikola. That is like a badge of honor. I don't fucking care what anyone says.
Yeah,
I summoned to beat her. Who cares? She's an unfair boss fight in the first place.
I haven't had an opportunity to fight any of the bosses in Elden Ring yet.
I am Melania, Blade of Mikola. I hear that in my nightmares. Jesus fucking Christ.
So we need a sickle to cut some rope. Alright, cool. Every character's forgettable, except for from the Omega questline. Lifeblood throwing shade. Alright, so is the sickle back in town? The sickle is back in town, yes. Cole, speaking of the Omega quest, what do you want to do first? We've got 2 role quests that you have the levels to do. So we could do those. We've got 2 Crystarium deliveries that we can do. So we could do those. Or we could go do the Omega quests.
Hey Cole, wanna play Dark Souls in 2D? Interesting. What's the game?
You could always play Salt and Sanctuary. I heard they made a second game, but I heard it wasn't nearly as good. Yeah. Yep, there it is. Lifeblood thought so too.
I think I've played a little bit of Salt and Sanctuary.
Yeah, because I had it on PS4 when you were still over here at the house, so you probably did play it at some point. Okay, we've got a sickle.
Okay, what role quests do we need to do?
So you have the levels to do the healer role quest and the magic DPS role quest.
We're on the 78 ones now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And
Guess we'll do those first.
the deliveries we have in the Crystarium are level 75, so you still got levels for that.
Yep.
And then we've got the Alphascape, so it's on
Oh
Steam
boy.
for like 20 or so. Yeah, and I thought Salt and Sanctuary was pretty good. I've definitely considered playing it for the stream at one point, so. But I've got a lot of games on my list, so.
So why are you wasting your time playing this one?
Because I have to show the internet my contrarian opinion.
Like, that's just gonna get you flamed.
It's okay.
Bro.
I don't mind.
You hear it first here. Everyone, Jimmy doesn't mind getting flamed on the internet, and therefore...
Nope. Therefore, go nuts, because all I care about in the course of this project is getting photographic evidence of why this game is not good. Yeah, actually, I heard about that one. Now we're hearing a little about the aftermath. Yeah, I thought Salt and Sanctuary was pretty damn good as well, so.
Yo, we established this game is trash. Let's move on. I beg you.
I wish it was that easy, Lifeblood. I really do. Sometimes it would be that easy, but this is one where I very specifically don't want to cut it off. So what did your oh, well that's dark. Jesus. Oh, okay. So what does that have to do with the sickle? For cutting rope. Are you sure if we say here's the sickle for cutting rope, all of a sudden you won't just have a PTSD episode because your father hanged himself and he's gonna remember and be like, oh fuck. Because that would be not very good for his psyche, I think. Just spitballing here. Man, refused to play P5 Strikers because it didn't click with him, but we go through this shit. Only on this channel. I know. I always thought about going back to P5 Strikers, though. Like, I didn't enjoy the story, but I think if I played the game on normal, I think I could have at least enjoyed the mechanics a little bit. So that project might eventually, the old project might eventually get scrapped, and I might redo it on normal. So.
Just remember, everyone, he played Strikers before he played P5.
No,
Royal.
I played... Okay, yeah, I didn't play Royal. I did, in fact, play Strikers before Royal, but I played P5 for the stream a while ago. Yeah, I'll say this is, like, different from just being in denial. This is... He has absolutely no intention of giving up on your father, period. I don't think we did
my luck.
complete chapter 1 in Strikers, now that I think about it. I think I got, like, to a point where... I think the game basically told me, hey, so you have to leave the jail, do 2 hours of cutscenes, and then go all the way back through the jail in order to unlock the boss of the jail. And at that point I was like, okay. Like, there's some problems with the structure here, I think.
And Royal is not relevant. Why does that phrase hurt me?
So I think what Lifeblood means by that is Royal isn't relevant to the story of Strikers, because Strikers is specifically a sequel to vanilla Persona 5. You can tell me if I'm wrong there, Lifeblood, but I think that's what you meant by that. Not 100% sure, but... Yeah, and I think Strikers did, in fact, come out before Royal did. I don't remember if Royal came out before Strikers in the US, but in Japan I'm pretty sure it was Strikers first. So. What did I need to come down here for again? I don't remember.
I just unmuted. Why are we talking P5?
Oh, I needed to get some lumber, I guess.
We're talking about the nonsensical split timeline of Persona 5, about how Persona 5 sequels off into Strikers, and Persona 5 Royal doesn't have a sequel because the timelines are fucking split.
That is true. Oh, this is her husband. Yeah, okay, now I remember why I'm supposed to be here. I have to help him get home from work before his wife has a conniption. So let's sprinkle this 6 powdered crystal all over the place. At least it's fast. I guess I can make it even faster, too. Hold on. I can do it like this. You can just aim and fire. Whenever you're ready, game. There you go. Let's try and do it again. Aim and fire. I'm clicking so hard. See, the problem is that it takes 3 seconds for it to update to the point where you can throw another section of powdered crystal. Because that's how the game's servers work, is every 3 seconds it snapshots what you're doing. So if you try to do something before the 3-second snapshot, it won't register with the game and you'll have to wait the rest of the 3 seconds, so. But hello, Marie, welcome now that you're unmuted and I can say welcome. How are you doing? In Japan, it came out like a week after Vanilla P5, it feels like, at least. Yeah, I think it was just like a few months after or something like that, so. Royal should have retconned the original, but Strikers exist, so that's fun. Multiverse theory. How does Cole feel about the theme Gentle Madman?
Persona 5 Royal has the best music of any Persona game, no cap. Not budging on that opinion, because I'm right.
That's
plus
fine.
ratio.
That's fine. I'm not gonna argue that. I think Shoji Meguro has gotten better over time. I just think that I really resonate with a lot of his older soundtracks.
Absolutely agree. It's just Royal just fucking destroys you in the part that's Royal exclusive. Because it just shoots you in the face multiple times with really fucking good tracks.
There you go.
Holy shit, Lifeblood, we agree on something!
Okay, so let me turn in this last Ether Current quest. It's not the last one I have to do, but it's the last one I have in my journal at the moment. And then, where should I meet you? In the Crystarium or Amarang? Are we doing Giats first, or are we doing trainers or
We'll
Tainers
do
first?
Amarang.
Okay,
first.
I'll meet you in Amarang then.
Because I'm currently doing the level 76 role quest for tanks.
Oh, okay, that's good. Because I have a plan to do that one as well. I have a workaround, so we'll be doing that one too. But I'll probably do that after we get done with all the stuff Cole has to do. So. An Ether Current for my kindness. Oh, thank you.
No cap, Strikers, doing like metal remixes of most of P5 soundtrack. Oh my god, I don't know who made a decision on the sound tape for that, but they need a raise.
There you go. Alright, I'll meet you in Mordsuk. So we'll do this one, we'll do Giats, we'll do our Crystarium deliveries, because that makes more sense than going all the way to the Alphascape first, and then we'll go do Omega stuff. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And if we get all of Omega done today, then, let me look at my list. Then unless you manage to get Gunbreaker and Machinist to level 78 before tomorrow, you can take tomorrow's stream off. Because you'll have nothing to do! Because I'll be finishing Ether Current quests, doing the role quests that I have available, and then moving as much as I can through the main plot, even though there's like a lot of cutscenes that are going to happen. So.
Imagine there would be a lot of cutscenes playing. You almost died last stream.
Oh look, more espresso.
Also, I'll be right there.
That's fine. I'm just going to take the scene slowly so you'll be able to catch up. Strikers is a very close photo finish for you, because and Takeover is one of those tracks for you. Yeah, there you go. You had a call that was over an hour today because you had a customer who was ancient, said he is good with computers when they are in front of him, then failed to follow basic as fuck instructions. This includes all of the computer-related stuff, and oh, he wouldn't shut the fuck up. Like, half the call is literally just him throwing out word vomit. Like, dude, shut up. You called me for support! Oh, boy. That's fun. I don't envy you that call. I've had calls like that for customer service before, though, and they're... yikes. Well, good. Good to hear.
Boards suck.
Yes. So now we have to manage the suck. So, should we go find something to kill? Not the local wildlife, please. I had enough of that in Well, in Ilmeg it wasn't, or rather not in Ilmeg. In Dawnmeg it wasn't so bad because the Fuoth were basically throwing all the local wildlife at us, so they were probably like an illusion created by the Fuoth. But in the Katana Ravel and in Malik as well, we had no fucking excuse. We just murdered wildlife because they were in our way. That was one of the nice things about Malkgulg, by the way, that I didn't manage to say last time, is that we're just going back to killing Sin Eaters rather than murdering the local wildlife on the way to the Sin Eaters. So. Okay, so we just need to get you to concentrate.
Concentrate.
Yeah, that was a Crisis Core reference. I'm surprised you didn't continue it. Okay, so what's the plan then? An excursion, huh? Sure, why not? Again, what are we killing? Oh, we're going to Lakeland. To kill wildlife! Great. Oh, I had one thing, Final Fantasy XIV. One thing. So where to specifically? The Forest of the Lost Shepherd, which is... it's south of Fort Job. I'm just gonna go to Fort Job. Close all these menus as well.
Oh shit, we should have gone to a party.
Now we can do that when you get here.
Shadowbringers story hurts me with the track. Cole, I need to DM you. You can do that. Thankfully, there's no audio being recorded on my end from Discord, so you can message me all you want during streams.
Yeah. Let's hope there's not an instance.
Fuck, I don't have any water.
You should go get water before you go flying out here with me.
Oh, what are you...
Sometimes you feel like you can just talk about spoiler stuff because Mono has the memory of a sieve, but like you can't still. Okay, so it depends on the game. Like, I try not to spoil what games I'm going to play next, but I don't think any of the games that you would want to spoil at the moment, I don't think I would remember them by the time we got there.
Mercifully, stubbornness is not the only thing that runs in our family. It's also bad memories.
Short-term memory loss is also a recurring trait in our family.
Which is unfortunate. Listen, short-term memory loss fucking sucks, okay?
Yeah. Sometimes it's okay.
See, I have ADHD on top of that, so I will forget mid-sentence what I'm saying and dissociate, and it's really frustrating.
Yeah, that would make it even worse, honestly. You just have plain old memory loss. Yeah, I could see that being problematic. So you have a good time, lads. You heard Katana Ravel, you literally hear do 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 in your head now. Yeah, I can hear it too, actually, from the beginning of the thing. I think I did it correctly. Oh, Tainer got a change of outfit. Did you guys take a visit to the Crystarium first? That's fun.
You need to get Tainer that fat drip.
Now he looks like a thaumaturge. Yeah, Megalovania starts playing. Wait a minute! Did I ever tell anybody that I can play the first 4 notes of Megalovania on Kalimba? I can't play the rest of the track, but I can play the first 4 notes on it. So, I always thought about coming on the microphone one time when Cole first gets here and just playing the first 4 notes to scare him, but... Well, now I can't because I just told him, so now I have to wait until the short-term
You act like I'm gonna
loss
fucking
kicks in.
remember.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I have to wait till the short-term memory loss kicks in now before I do it. So, like, 6 or 7 episodes from now. Setting an example for the boy by teaching him how to commit genocide on the local wildlife. Alright.
Kid needs to know how to fight. We're not exactly gonna throw him fucking...
I'm just saying, let's go find him a Sin Eater to kill. It's not like they're, you know, not out there at the moment, considering the fact that I'm currently causing the entire world to be engulfed in light ether. Oh look, he tried to get the jump on me. He will not get the jump on Bahamut, though. You know, for how many times I've seared him with seared my enemies with radioactive light from Bahamut's Akmorn, I should have radiation poisoning at this point. Be looking for Radaway or something. I'll help you kill yours, so just go ahead. That's the wrong Wolverine.
Oh.
Whack! Just knocks you out of your cast. Yeah,
My despair!
You were all the way through your rotation at that point to cast Despair?
No, I just speed cast Despair because I wanted to kill it with Despair.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Titan said, no despair. The world is already in despair. No despair.
I feel like both of us can take either option here. Rory takes the
I haven't
bottom,
seen
Jimmy
it yet,
takes the
because
top.
I was looking at what Lifeblood said.
You'll see.
You know, play shit, but that doesn't sound that hard. Yeah, it's not that difficult to play the first 4 notes. It's literally just like you play the first 2 notes are the same notes basically on the kalimba, because the kalimba only has, I think, 16 notes on it total. So it's really not that difficult. And then you just jump up an octave for the 3rd note, and then you come back down a little bit for the 4th one. So it's really not that bad. The most important thing a mage can keep in mind in battle. Just blast your foes with everything you got. That sounds like a black mage one. Casting your spells in proper sequence is the key.
That's
to
also
being
a black
summoner.
mage one.
Yeah. It's also a good thing for summoners, so I'll say that one.
I'll take the top one because that's black mage in a nutshell.
Just blow everything up.
Ah, but of course.
He says it sounds like he says the same thing, so, you know.
It's still funny though.
Okay, Tainer, show me what you can do against the local wildlife.
Hey, the cat!
Ow. Use your surecast, Tainer. Also, stop beating him to death with your stick. That only works from level 50 and below. Oh, boy.
I love how they're playing the fucking retro theme while this is happening.
Yeah, this is the battle theme from the Hall of the Novice. And then Sarah's like, that's it, I've had enough. Pah! You're like Spider Dance more.
The
that
fucking
and
sound
Burden
effects
Truckin'.
are killing me.
And Death by Glamour. Yeah, all of those tracks are really good. Undertale has a really solid soundtrack, all things considered.
Unfortunately, most of it got memed into oblivion.
Yeah, well, that happens, though, with some games that suddenly see lots of popularity. You love the Katana Ravels theme? Not so much the area. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, there's always 2 DPSs in a light party, so you should have jumped in the way you did, because if the Black Mage was pulling aggro and they have 1 shield, you can at least run away, Sarig.
Dude.
Is that why you started...
trying to get the hang of it by the end.
Is that why you started trying to beat it to death with your pointy stick there, Tainer? I didn't know you wanted to be a Dragoon.
Can't blame him. Most mages start out doing that.
As Dragoons?
They don't grasp the ability to throw fireballs at least until their 3rd or 4th lesson.
Fair enough. They're gonna just turn into the monks from Final Fantasy Tactics at this rate. Thou must have faith, and all will be well. Now, you probably... Well, I don't know if I want to say you need more practice. I want you to have more practice against Sin Eaters, but if we find a Sin Eater, Phronesis will probably be right behind them, so... I'll say the second one, even though it's kind of a platitude. That's the thing about getting old, Shepard. The platitudes get just as old. Remember it from the Hall of the Novice? You remember it from the start of the Aromaborn Hildy quest, that in Final Fantasy II. Yeah, it's Final Fantasy II's normal battle theme. It's just a remixed version of it. Actually made by the same composer that did the soundtrack in the Dawn of Souls version. I learned that recently. Like, they brought him back on for Final Fantasy XIV specifically to do the remixed version of the battle theme. I just wish he remixed the boss battle theme. That would have made it even better, because that theme is... Pacha. You haven't even been to the Hall of the Novice? I liked the effects that the Aetheryte ring that you got from it gave you, where you basically got like a bunch of extra experience below level 30. That was nice. I mean, I had Road to 70 anyway, but, you know. There you go, Tainer. Get the jump on him. He's got his back turned. Use Trick Attack. Oh god, he's still beating it to death with a stick. I didn't hear no fireballs. Well, it looks like he got them.
Yeah, Tanner, you did it.
And it even
I just
played
learn to do that from 5 miles away.
Yeah. Now we just need to
Fucking
get
played
you
the
to
victory
stop.
fan.
Yeah. Now we just need to get you to stop being a melee DPS.
This game, when it remembers has humor, is actually funny.
Yeah, that's the parts that I enjoy. Is the parts where all of a sudden it's like, hey, here's some humor. Here's a non sequitur. Here's Tanner beating a Wolverine to death with a pointy stick, even though he's a black mage, and then playing the old victory theme from the NES days. Meanwhile, Kirby would just beat the ever-loving life out of everything. That is true. Kirby is incredibly powerful. So, been around in Kirby, you'd know what you mean.
Fucking... Why the fuck is Kirby lore so weird? Because you go from running around in cute little things to bodying King Dedede to having Kirby fight eldritch abominations from beyond the veil of time and space, formed from the worst nightmares of all of creation, and killing them.
Yep, that sounds about right for
It's
Kirby.
literally a common theme. Every fucking final boss is an eldritch abomination. Literally. Every single one.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm glad there, Tanner. Let's just work on you casting spells next time. Maybe I should have given you a book as a weapon instead, so you wouldn't feel so inclined to beat them to death with it.
Man wield his stick.
I mean,
Sometimes a long stick is actually necessary.
I mean, if he wants to be the tank in the level 80 quest, I'll be okay with that. He has more HP than me anyway. You remember getting lost in Final Fantasy II? It's fun wandering into Palomasi and getting eaten by a fucking sandworm. I think it's nice for the game's, like... Basically for the game to kind of take the training wheels off and be like, if you walk in the wrong direction too far, you will get fucked up. It just adds to the sense of adventure to it for me, honestly, because all of a sudden it's like you have these stories that'll pop up because of it, where every player has a story where they're like, I wandered too far north of Finn at the beginning of the game and got my ass beat by an ogre. Or something to that effect. It lets the game stick in your mind, because the plot, I mean, it's a game from 1988, so the plot's fairly basic, you know what I mean? So, but the plot has identity because it evolves out of the sequences that you get into as a player on your way to each plot point, so. Well, I've taught a few people how to use blunt sticks recently, so, you know.
Around Kirby lore, I have to tell Cole, Fate is the same way when it's not being stupid or grimdark. Kirby lore is weird because it's optional and hidden in the pause screen with text. Kirby doesn't know that stuff. He can't read. I had a ton of game overs that translated to, okay, I can't go down and I can't go to the left. What happens if I go up? Dies north of Finn. Fucking.
And it's not even that far north of Finn either. Like, if you walk about 6 or 7 steps north of the lake that surrounds Finn, you enter a new encounter zone and just get completely fucked up.
Since this got brought up, I think I can finally discern something that's like a confusing thing about me. So, I can't stomach Fate being grimdark and stupid, but I can stomach Warhammer, and I think I've finally figured out why. It's because Warhammer doesn't take itself seriously at all.
Yeah.
It knows it's a really shitty 80s fucking like sci-fi adventure nonsense and just doesn't take itself seriously at all. There is a Necron in Warhammer 40k that has collected things, and he's a shit poster because he has something that could end the conflict between the Imperium and Chaos just sitting in his vault. You know what he did? He locked it behind an unsolvable labyrinth and laughs at the Chaos Space Marines while they try to solve it.
Oh boy.
Fucking Trazen.
See, and that's kind of nice though when a game knows, or like a piece of media that knows when to take itself seriously and when to not, so.
My issue with Fate is that it feels like it takes itself way too seriously in trying to be this incredibly dark, mature storytelling which throws all these horrible elements in your face and throws the characters suffering at you at mock speed before loading into a railgun and shooting you in the face. It gets to a point where it's just like, I don't care about anybody in this series anymore. They're all going to die horribly or get tortured so badly they're going to have to spend like 9 seasons recovering from it, and then it's just gonna happen again because Fate has this big message of, oh, survive through the struggle. Bro, I don't fucking care anymore.
I went back to the Crystarium, by the way. I'm gonna do the healer
fuck.
role quest, where we will get some masala chai as a reward for this one. I want to wait for you so you can see the description for this one. It's just so like... Bam! He got trolled as well from an artifact. Oh, okay, gotcha. Fate Stay Night did that, but only because it's based into 3 parts. You started with the true ending route, so you missed a ton of context.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if the true ending is too bad for me to stomach, I don't think the rest of the series would glue with me at all, like in any capacity. The true ending's supposed to be like the true actual route that where things happen, but in the true ending, everything just fucking sucks. It only gets good at the end of everything, so it's just like, what's the point in doing the true ending if some of the other endings are a lot more tolerable? This is the exact problem I ran into with Royal, but I'm not going to spoil what the true ending with Royal is because I have thoughts on it that I'm going to save until Jimmy streams it in 10 years.
Did you read the description on the beginning of this
Yes.
quest? Predictably, Jihad is drinking. Yep, Jihad is drinking. That's a very astute observation.
You need with Jihad and
wait, hang on. Back up a second. Jihad just said that they need less mead. What? Oh, Moriel. Never mind. Okay, I thought we were having an intervention for a second of their own choosing.
They were so drunk they looped back around to not being an alcoholic.
For like
they
3
returned
seconds.
to factory settings.
For like 3 seconds, and then Jihad went back to being Jihad.
You wanna know what he did with that thing? He chucked it into an Eldar portal.
So why don't we just go into Ronka instead of going to I mean, I guess we'd go to Tamra to learn Lamet's history. But a lot of Lamet's stuff that we've seen so far in the visions has been Ronkin, so I guess we're going back to Tamra anyway because that's where Jihad wants to go. And you don't question Jihad, because if you do, Jihad will whack you with a hammer. And I'm the healer, so I can't take those hits very often. Yeah, that's Fate Stay Night in a nutshell. There's a bell that spontaneously started to ring and destroyed a shit ton of artifacts with it, and with it 12 rings. Okay. I don't know what he did with that thing. He chucked it into an Elder portal. He's like, nope, not dealing with this anymore. Yeet.
I am an avid supporter of the Tyranids' lifeblood because purge it all in fire, and by fire I mean the maws of the ever-hungry horde.
Hey, so about
Listen,
me
the
getting
Imperium
here, Jihad,
fucking sucks.
Maybe if you stopped drinking so much, you wouldn't. You would have noticed me immediately when I started talking to you. All right, what are we doing? Yeah, we did actually. I'm aware. That's why I snickered. Okay. Looks like it's off this way.
Listen, okay, listen. The Orcs are one of the funniest factions in Warhammer because they literally refuse to accept the fact that they live in a grimdark universe and are just trying to have fun with everything. Like, even some of the Chaos Gods aren't even, like, awful. Like, all of them are awful in different ways, but some of them are just really weird in the way that they act. Like, fucking Papa Nurgle.
Oh, I know where Jihad is. I was like, wait, where's Jihad? Jihad's down here. In a cave. Like, wait a minute, there's a cliff kite where Jihad's supposed to be.
None. Oh no! It's following me into the cave.
Did you get attacked by living wood?
I'm alright.
I'm okay. Really?
You have to follow a Chaos God. Which one are you following? Nurgle.
Oh, okay.
By the way, when you said cause an ecological disaster, I thought you meant the next area.
I do mean the next area, but we'll get to it. There are a lot of ecological disasters that happen at the end of Shadowbringers. Hell, there's some that happen in the patch content. Then they get smart to it and they say, oh, so, hey, so you're only killing tempered members of the Imperial Army now. They were already dead, even though the patch before you can literally fix tempering forever. Oh, okay. Well, good to see that you took care of the problem.
Why is the Warrior of Light so anti-nature this expect?
That is the question. Again, it was the one thing that I kept close to my heart up until about level 79 when the game took it away from me. So what's the difference between a dwarven decking and a regular decking? Like, I'm
One's a
genuinely
torpedo.
curious. This is not this is not sarcasm. Oh, okay. It's a secret hidden Shaolin monk technique. Got it. Oh, so this was your medical bay? Stone blade. So let me guess, you guys didn't have any gold needles to fix it. Well, that's also grimdark. What the hell? I wonder if I'm going to get an echo vision of them sending people into this Stoneblade cave. Oh, there it goes. I mean, I guess it's better than accidentally releasing all this light ether that I have in my body and then reviving that Sin Eater. Although that would solve our problem of figuring out how Lammet's light ether revival thing works. So. All of them. Trample all of the traditions. Are you sure that she didn't, like... Okay, so she still got her mask on, but I was going to say, maybe she's just wearing the mask while bringing her friends here because then she won't get sick? Because the beard blocks... It's like a face mask, so the beard blocks the bacteria? I don't know. Well, that's not very nice. Why did they come here again? Oh, yeah, that's right, because she was taking the secret of Ronkin magic in order to cure her people of their Stoneblight. There we go. Oh, and also they're all cured now. Nice. Good job, Lammet. These guys sound familiar. I feel like I've heard them before, except hundreds of feet in the air on the Azim Steppe. Yeah, but a thank you would have been nicer than what they're doing to you now. Jesus. And I leave my helmet. Because I don't need it. I wonder if this is how the Gogs came to exist. Like, the Thalls obviously still live in this village and follow Dwarven traditions. But I wonder if the Gogs came to exist because the people that were cured of Stoneblight had to go somewhere else because they're all leaving. What kind of beards have I seen? Not ones that can block bacteria, but they're dwarves. So like I figured their beards were magical. That's true. Her hair was very prim and proper despite always wearing that helmet. It's like in the movies, though, where, like, they'll be sweating and, like, running away from somebody, and then it'll cut to a scene where they just finished running away from somebody, and they're, like, panting and trying to stay quiet or something so the person doesn't find them, and you can just see them caked up completely in exactly the kind of makeup that will let their face glow in the whatever lighting the scene has, you know? It's very Hollywood.
In all honesty, I find the scene to be hilarious because the elders don't say shit. All these people they fated to die literally just fucking left.
Mm-hmm.
Like half their population just left
Yep.
because of this person who cured them. And they're just sitting there maulding.
I mean, I'd be maulding too if I lost most of my workforce because I was too stubborn to see past my own traditions.
Based.
This didn't have to end this way. But it ended this way, so we might as well take advantage of it. No, actually, he was going to have you pummel the elders with your cane. Wonder what this Shadow Keeper's all about. Maybe we'll find out about that later. She has lots of resolve. I mean, it makes sense. She already has her Crystal of Light, so she would have lots of resolve. Lamet is the one who's ultimately in the right. She's literally saving her people, and traditionalists are saying she's scum for it. Would you rather all of your people die? Yes, I agree. I think she is in the right on this.
Oh, she's absolutely in the right on this, and it's hilarious.
It's just that they're very keen to hold on to their traditions, not unlike other places we've been.
I mean, to be fair, I guess they would rather their people died because they locked them in cages underground to keep the infection from spreading and literally forgot they were there.
So they were trying to ignore the problem. Hey, look, it looped back around. We were talking about ignoring the problem at the beginning of this stream.
Man, I fucking hate the dwarves.
Okay,
Honestly, I despise them with every ounce of my being.
So that person that was smiling there was Silva, I think. She had the shield and sword.
All this shit.
I wonder.
Oh, some ugly look. I'm running out of insults.
Yeah, I sort of glossed over that one. I'm awake now. What, did Lamet remotely raise it? How far away does her raise work? Yeah, you should have squished its head until it turned into, like, miso paste.
The word you're looking for is red bean paste.
I mean, I was actually looking for something that was white, honestly. So I guess Alfredo.
I mean, Cole, the near rates made me go from hating them to despising Ling. Like, these shits. Oh, I absolutely agree, and I'm really sad that the fucking Beast Tribe quest don't let us institute a massive reform and burn down the old system, because I hate everything about them here.
Yeah, but the Beast Tribe quest for the dwarves, even though, again, they're not beasts. Like, okay, so it's already racist enough to call them dwarves. Now you're going to stick them as a beast tribe. Like, what the fuck, Square Enix? But getting past that, it's a crafting one, not like a battle one, so...
Oh, I know. I just want to slap half of these characters.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Open palm.
And now Giat will stay in this village for the level 80 quest. So that's cool. Make it easier to find them.
The description of the next quest is haunting.
And what does it say? Because we won't see it for a bit.
I'll let you look for yourself.
So look and then decline it because we're not doing it yet. Even though you've almost got Sage to 80 at this point, right? Like, Mount Gold gives tons of experience and you got a first-time bonus out of it. So
400,000 XP off of 80.
Okay, yeah, so... And that's out of, like, over 5 million. So the next quest says, Giat isn't drinking! Find out why they're
Horrifying.
not drinking.
Have a nice day.
In a little bit. Okay, so Crystarium quests are deliveries. My voice just went, and then we'll go do Omega.
Don't die.
No, I just needed water. Air caught in my throat. Alright, so back to the Crystarium. Spell ready in 1 minute. I guess we could... Hang on, what's the next thing we're getting, exactly? It's level 75. Megafauna leftovers, that's what we're getting. So
Oh, you fucking take off your helmet, you get banished from the village. Fucking assholes.
I think that's what we're getting. You know what, let me just wait.
Literally saved your entire fucking people from an infectious disease and she gets banished for it. Man, I fucking hate these people.
It's a good impression. What do you want to do first? Do you want to cook or do you want to go botanisting and mining?
Botanisting.
Okay. I'm just waiting for my return to be back. It's back in less than 30 seconds. Why is Cole Scottish now?
Because I do a lot of impressions from a D&D game, so I pick up impressions like this.
There you go. Because Scottish Cole should be a thing. I mean, technically speaking, Scottish Cole is a thing, but I don't know how to talk about that right now because that's a few quests from now. Wait, so what if you take your helmet off
get technical
for a few minutes and no one sees? Would they fucking banish you for that? Like, this tradition is poorly thought out. Oh boy. Alright, let's go see what we're collecting up. I'll go check what we're collecting up and I'll just tell you, so then you can just teleport directly there instead of going all the way to the Crystarium. I think it's Megafauna leftovers, but I want to make sure before we go get it. Yes, how do you wash your head as a dwarf? I don't know if you do, honestly. Yeah,
you can only take the head off. You can only take the hat off in private.
Yeah, there you go. Probably. That's probably the solution, is you just take the stuff off in private. It is, in fact, megafauna leftovers that we're getting. Mine is over by Urion J's house. Yours is... Hold on. I'm looking. Yours is closer to Little Iran, near the lake, where the road bends. So, teleport to Little Iran, is what I'm saying. I don't know what all those error messages were just about, but whatever, we're here now. Okay, time to go a searching. Parvati, let's do this. So yeah, yours is like where this kind of where this church is sticking out, basically on the lake. And mine is probably over by these rocks that I'm flying towards.
I can do many other impressions aside from just Scottish. Hell, one of my villains is Scottish. Hell, two of my villains are Scottish.
That's what you're saying. Your hair is so well maintained despite always having that fucking thing on. I'm jealous. Yeah, error. Unable to teleport due to an excess of light ether. Can you imagine if you couldn't teleport to places because you had
leftovers, you said?
too much light ether? Yeah, that's the one. Megafauna leftovers. We need 18 of them. So, yeah, let's do it. I'm just gonna quick gather them. Well, that was good RNG. That's 8 out of the way already. Yeah, can you imagine if the game wouldn't let you teleport once you absorbed Vothri's ether? Because it was like, nope, you got too much light ether in you. You will destroy the planet. 13. 16.
How many do we need?
19. 18.
Okay.
Split one. Just kind of leave that one there. And
I've
by the
been
way,
sneezing really hard recently, and it's been slightly concerning.
Bless you. And by the way, these are the remnants of whatever leafy vegetables or roughage the megafauna have been eating. So we are no longer picking up poop, which is kind of good. Because I didn't like that part of the archaeological record.
Exactly 17. God damn it.
Where to next? Use Lay of the Land? Do you have that as a botanist? I have Lay of the Land, but you have a similar one. I don't remember what it's called. Oh, there he goes.
Please hold.
Please hold while I find the last one that I need. My draw distance basically made it so that you flew off into the sunset and then popped out of existence. You just fly a certain distance away and then gone. So when you say sneezing really hard, is it like deep down in your chest?
Tiny bit. It's mostly just like I sneeze really hard in general. I have dad sneezes.
Oh, okay. How long has it been since you dusted?
The fuck is dusting?
That might be why.
Listen, there's a lot of shit in my apartment, okay? You have any idea how hard it is to dust all this bullshit?
Did you get your 18?
Yeah.
Okay, back to the Crystarium.
I actually got 19, but that's aside from the point.
I also got 19, but I discarded.
Despite the fact that I didn't fucking... What? Tell the people, how does it feel to travel with the destroyer of this world and doing side quests instead of fixing the problem? Story of my life.
Agonizing.
Painful.
But she's used to it at this point. Because this is always what happens.
Yeah.
I have the plant parts that you need, Keshi Ray. Here you go.
Ow.
What do you mean, ow?
It's cold in my apartment, so my joints hurt. Because I'm getting old.
Turn on your fireplace in your living room and just leave your doors open.
Shit, that's a pretty good idea. 77!
Hey! So now you need to get to 79 before we do the next quest, and then you'll get to 80 very easily.
Oh no!
But literally, getting gathering levels in this game is absolutely cake until before level 80. Like 10 levels before the max for that.
Actually,
X-Pack,
even
it's
getting
really easy.
them from 80 to 90 is a cakewalk now.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
For what reasons, I cannot say. Mostly because Maria's here.
You're only using your hunting seals on teleport tickets? You have almost 12 weeks worth of seals from A Realm Reborn, good lord. See, I got, like, way too many allied seals doing Blue Mage weekly stuff in the Mass Carnival in between Stormblood and Shadowbringers, and that's why I had, like, 700 Ether tickets before we started this project. So... Can you imagine a show that's like that and it's the friend being constantly there? Just, like, they're just trying... No, we need to fix this. No, we don't. The game wants me to do side quests. Ah!
It's a comic strip. I get the feeling if Jimmy and Rory were in a comic strip together, it would just be that. It's literally, Rory is trying to be the main character since the main character's not being the main character.
And the main
I think
character
the long-form anime title would that be is, the main character doesn't want to progress with the main story, so I have to force him to do it.
I mean, I said it before, this is basically, at this point, it's kind of like an abridged series, except instead of it like the comedy of an abridged series without it being shorter, you know? So.
That sounds like a light novel. Ow.
Okay, so this quest that's left over with Keshi Ray, we will do that in a little bit, not just yet. For now, time for cooking. Cooking wars. Here, I have stuff to trade you. Which ones are we doing this time? So this time, it's going to start at 0 quality because none of this stuff can be high quality anymore. But that's okay.
I really should clear out my inventory.
And as usual, I have extras of these, so if you need them, just poke me.
You know those gear boxes we've been getting throughout the expansion?
You still have all of them, don't you?
I have not opened one.
Fun! I only have 29 items in my inventory. How many do you have?
85.
Oh no. Keep the size, it makes it more funny. I'm glad that you think so, Lifeblood. You don't do your blue log often anymore. Yeah, I get that. I don't really do it at all anymore myself.
What are we making again?
So, okay, so go to the little bag, special recipes. Yeah. Under class, Crystarium deliveries. We're doing fortifying soup this time. So let's take a look. Ooh,
fortifying soup?
Yes. I just messed up an excellent because I wasn't looking at the condition. That's okay.
Because you suck!
Yeah, well, that's okay. I could just do this, and then do this. And now it's 100% quality. Be fair, you've literally done side quests in games for so long that you forgot what the next main story thing was. Like, you'll pick JRPGs that specifically will not drown you in side quests so that you'll do the story. Yeah, I get that. Sometimes it's tough because there's just so much to do in terms of side quests. Like, I get that way with Final Fantasy XII because they kind of throw, like, a lot of side quests at you at a lot of times in the game. I'm just like, I'll just do these at my own pace. If that means that I don't end up doing them at the time the game gives them to me, then that's fine. I mean, I told you what my plan is for doing the hunts in the game. So, where I'm basically doing them by rank. Yeah, pacing yourself in 12 is very important, or you'll get burned out on side quests because the game throws so many of them at you. Do you need some help?
Hang on.
Okay.
I fixed it.
Okay.
I forgot that I had to observe before every single one of those.
Oh.
Pain,
yeah,
misery,
I get that.
Loss, despair.
You have to wait until it's a combo action. To wait for it to glow. Ooh, intensive synthesis. This is why I want you to level up in your crafter, though, because once you get intensive synthesis, it changes everything. It's like the prudent touch of this set of levels. It's so fucking good. So Cole, how have you been planning on Stellaris? Did you look into Stellaris yet?
I have not yet.
Okay.
I really should. I've been too busy mauling over League.
Fair enough. Some of those hunts are actually torturous when they come out, like Trickster or Carrot. Yes, I remember all of the above.
I feel like Jimmy's having a momentary PTSD attack as we speak.
Well, actually, with Trickster, it's not so bad anymore because it's a rank 5 hunt, so I wait until I do rank 5 hunts in the game, which is normally not until the first time I get to Balfenheim. And if you wait to do Trickster until the first time you get to Balfenheim, it's a cakewalk. Wait, you're still mauling over League? Why are you wasting your time?
Fucking fantastic question. I ask myself that every time I boot up the client.
Oh boy. Oh, I could have just intensive. Oh well. Stop playing League of Legends and reclaim your soul.
If only it was that easy.
Oh, excuse me.
God,
Well, guess what, Cole?
Make.
We only have one more of these quests where we actually have to use materials that I collected. They're going to give us the materials for the next quest and for the 80 quest.
Cole lost all of his brain cells, apparently. Wouldn't be the first time.
Wah, wah. He has to grow them back every time. It's okay. Excellent! That's an excellent. What are you going to do with it? I wish I could see, like, what Cole's progress and quality is right now. Well, he just burgets,
maxed
so.
out quality, and then observe. I swear to God, I only have observe and focus synthesis on my bar. That is the only one I have aside from intensive synthesis.
Remember though to use veneration before you do progress stuff, because that's the innovation of progress.
Yeah, you're right.
And then you can get 2 focused synthesis C's in there, and it does a lot.
Why is progress 1001? That drives me nuts.
It's just off the nice round number. It is that easy. You played League for 3 years and you dropped it like a rock, and when you went back for the nostalgia, they had removed Twisted Treeline and Dominion. Fuck you too, Riot. I don't know what any of that is. Gonna insult you now. Time to that, dude. Oh my god. I think I'm losing brain cells trying to read this.
Oh, we all.
It's not your fault, Lifeblood, but I think I lost a few brain cells just now. Do you need some help?
I'm getting there. Hang on.
Okay.
Progress.
Excellent. You could have used an intensive synthesis on that.
If only I had intensive synthesis.
This is why I said get your crafter and gatherer to level 78.5 before we did the next crafter and gatherer quest.
Yeah, well, I'm lazy.
That's okay.
That quick synthesize button is just torturing me.
I mean, you technically speaking don't have to get these to high quality, but you need the experience, so that's why you need them to be high quality, because you get 50% more experience if they're high quality when you turn them in. So otherwise, you'd have to do more custom deliveries with Zloe and Nago once we get you back to the source.
Fair enough. Fuck.
I write weird now, so losing your mind you have. I confused you now. Well, it was easier at the end of that at that one that I said at the first there, because that was like Yoda speak, so. I already throwing your game off. Like, it's easier to just read that in Yoda speak, because he sort of like moves words around
done.
in his sentences. Nice. Let's go turn it in and fortify poor baby Amaro.
Fortify the baby.
Fortify his nutrient intake. People play
Summoners Rift so much because there are only 5 movements that are normals in ARAM. I play mostly ARAM, to be honest. I only go into Rift when I feel like being a fucking masochist, and I only go in with a 5 stack when I'm in Rift.
Well,
how's that possible, I say? Well, you see, I also have people who also torture themselves in League with me.
Oh no. Well, this soup is high
I'm a
in
top
vitamins
laner
and
and the
minerals. So. Save some for the Amaro there, Bethrick. Skip's gonna need it. Maybe you should just switch in the middle of the sentence to work for it. Yeah, I mean, that would probably throw me off a little bit. It's worth a shot. Let's give it a try. Well, I'm glad that he's fond of mealtime now. We couldn't even get him to eat at first, so... Aren't you glad I dragged you along for these calls so you could see him go from never wanting to eat again to being very happy at mealtime?
I really wish we got an Amaro mount out of this. But no, we have to level all of our classes to 80 to get that!
So don't you usually prepare the medicine that goes into my food?
I took the bottom option.
Mm. What do you have to tell me, Bethrick? What secrets have you been keeping from me? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And how did that... Oh. Well, that's not good. This is like that lady telling me that her father hung himself just recently. All of a sudden, they just drop the floor out from under you. Man. I mean, that is a good reason to stop killing and start being a veterinarian. You watch something that you love die. I think you just need to learn how to cook, that's all. Okay, sounds like a plan. That's probably the level 75 quest, so... Again, we'll wait to do that one until after we do a little bit more of the main story. But we're an Amaro aficionado now, so that's cool. Alright, so we did the role quest you have access to. We did the deliveries that you have the classes for. Time for Omega! You want me to sign you up on the preliminaries?
I think I'll just chill here. Somebody's gonna keep an eye on the fucking... Somebody's gonna keep an eye on the Crystarium while you're off fucking trouncing trans-dimensional entities.
Oh look, Skip is eating.
He eat.
Good boy. Okay, so sign... So what you're saying then is sign Auspice Rory up for the...
Listen, there's two of me. I'm gonna take full advantage of this.
Okay. Let me disband party before we break reality.
The world! Oh, Omega again. One help. Yes, Marie.
Yes,
always.
If you would like to come with Marie, I would appreciate it, and you can do the transfer now. We'll get the quests going, and then I'll invite you to party. When you play League, you play with friends as well. Yeah, I mean, I guess misery loves company. Oh, you did that and got the Amaro without knowing about the requirement because you started Shadowbringers with everything, including Blue at 70. Yeah, that makes sense, because then it's like, okay, well, you know, I'm just leveling classes. You don't know how to make speech weird in the middle of a sentence? Should you do what now? Like maybe writing senseless you should now be doing? You'll see. I think what... Let me look at the ones that you did up above and let me see what confused me about it. I think it was like repeating words and also... I'm
gonna need a moment to prepare for Omega.
Missing words, like making like a noun a verb or vice versa, and repeating words and missing something, you know.
There's two of you now. What? Oh, Lifeblood. You haven't been paying attention to the background plot. I see.
Yeah. So the background plot basically is that Rory is here, it's stuck here in the first, and can't go home with me, because she's in a similar situation to the rest of the Scions where they were summoned across the rift. I suspect at this point that Rory is not was not summoned across the rift, but Rory doesn't know that yet. Don't tell her I said that.
What?
It's a good thing she's not here right now. But basically, when we were back in the Ruby Sea and we did the Four Lords quests, Bayek Ko, one of the Four Lords, gave me this Rhodonite. And what that does is it allows me to summon an Auspice version of Rory from his memories. And so she's working with me in the Source on anything that's happening over there, including in the Omega quests, while the real Rory is stuck here in the first. Does that make any sense? Probably not, but that means it's about on par for this game, so... What do I gotta play in the first one?
How much do I have to pay you in Twitch donos to not talk shit about this game for a whole stream? $3,000.
I don't think that... I think I would just give it back. I don't know. I'd have to get back to you on that one.
How much would I have to pay you in Twitch donos to spend an entire stream saying nice things about this game?
That might be a tall order.
You act like I couldn't afford it.
I don't want you to afford it. You're going on vacation soon. You need the money for that. Cole's going on vacation soon, by the way. Which will mean we'll get to take a break from this game for about 2 weeks. I don't know why I went to the Peering Stones.
Everyone
in
clap.
Rauger's Reach. Are you in Rauger's Reach now, or are you still finalizing?
I'm still finalizing.
Okay, I'm gonna go to Ralger's Reach first, and I'll tell you when I leave so we don't break reality.
Okay.
Love how you can buy stuff on other worlds' market boards, but you can't gather unspoiled nodes on other worlds. That seems like a weird exception. Like, I did data center travel just to see what it was all about at one point, and it was like, okay, well, I can't access my retainers on these worlds, but that makes sense. But can't do unspoiled nodes? That's odd. Hi, Alpha.
Oh, whoa, Alpha.
You have an idea on what you should do to make me be confused? Okay, cool. Sounds like a plan. Just hope I don't gloss over the B's like I just did there. I literally glossed over the 2 B's there, so.
We stop this G-May now, please?
What's a G-May? Thanks for the bits, Lifeblood. Wait, hang on. Ligma Shield. What's a G-May? Do what that one VTuber you follow does, Saki Fox. She has a point thing to keep her from playing League of Legends for a week. It's like 1,000,000 channel points, though. That's funny. So start the potluck that I'm going to use for suggestions, except prevent me from playing Final Fantasy XIV again. Oh boy.
We're already going to be doing that at the end of the stream, though.
Yeah, that's true. I said it before, I'll say it again. I'm literally going to hijack this game's canon and end the game's story early when we're done with this project, so I don't have to play it. Because if we kept going with it, the game would just sort of meander its way into the next X-Pack, and I'm not allowing that. So, yeah, I know you misspelled game. I was just making a joke, that's all. So. Oh, good, Omega's inviting me. Alright, then.
I am very nearly prepared. Do not go into the transdimensional rift unless you want to break reality and destroy this game.
Oh, okay. I'm in the cutscene right now, so if you're quick, you can finish the cutscene and then run there.
Oh, you gotta be quicker than that.
I got you $1. You also have another one on her channel just to end the stream, but it's like 15 million or some shit. You'll never get that. Oh my god. That's just a meme. Like, good lord. It's funny though.
It's funny.
What are you gonna do? To confuse Mono. See, when I see do twice in a sentence, I just think it's a song, like it's sing song.
What you gonna do?
Yeah, that. Oh my god, he smuggled notes from the Empire?
Not it!
Yeah, I remember him. Not literally, but... no, I don't think I'm aware of the incident at Bozja. What happened there?
Oh, they're bringing that into this.
Foreshadow it! Oh, well, I guess that makes sense. I was wondering how they kept that moon afloat before this. I guess they just had a big satellite dish to send it messages to stay afloat.
Do not fall on our heads.
Yeah. I feel like missing a word will not help because it fails in context. I mean, maybe. I think it depends on if I can, like, logic out the sentence. You know what I mean? Like, the one sentence up there where it was, like, time to time, my brain just melted, like, reading that. So.
Yeah, it's rolling time.
Yeah, that.
I had to.
We haven't played that game yet. We will.
Yet.
Bozja. That is fun and not fun at the same time. Did you mention you're making all 17 resistance weapons to call yet?
Stop!
Jesus Christ. Why would you do that?
Marie, no. Marie, no.
You need to do something more engaging. It's the Lunar Sanctum, something like that. It's too bad it already fell. It fell before this game started, Lifeblood. That was the reason why, because there was a 1.0 of this game at one point, but it was universally reviled by the internet. So, instead of just cutting the servers off and then starting it anew with a new game, they quite literally destroyed the entire world in a cutscene at the end of the video game, and then developed the second version of this game from the ground up and released it like 2 years later.
It was really badass.
It was really badass. It was one of my favorite cutscenes in all of video games. So. You're all weaklings. I'm bored. Let me be bored. Okay. Fair enough. I would rather be the weakling here. I apologize. Continue. Oh, wow. Well, that's not good. I could see how that would, yeah, especially since he probably lost his dad in the incident. Well, that sucks for Sid. So what's he gonna use this transmitter data for? Is he gonna try to, like, jam Omega's signal or something? I do believe in Sid. He's come through for me before. He'll do it again. Oh, speaking of him. It's okay that you lost all sense of time, Sid. This isn't the Alexander quests.
Thank God.
So are we ready to go? I was going to say knock down the door, but, you know. Even though it's basically just the three of us now. Okay, so 3.5 because Auspice Rory's here. Well, will be.
Is that a joke about my height?
No, it's a joke about you not being real. That's even worse! So when am I getting shirked in the next fight? I'm not gonna tell you. It'll be a surprise. And revenge.
Vengeance will be mine.
It will be. You have an idea of how to massively annoy me with double stuff? Nice, Lifeblood. Give it a shot. We'll see if it works. Oh my god. You have to get revenge on 2 people now. The data? Yeah, don't remind him. Just make the device, and then we'll come back for it, I guess. Alright, time to go take the fight to Omega one last time. The final 4 fights of his testing.
Please hold.
Actually, if you're standing
There's
here
a very
now-
good reason why I am saying please hold, is because this game has officially confused me.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, if you're standing here right now, that's fine because you're in auspice form, so it won't matter too much. So where did it confuse you, and will it confuse me too?
It is telling me that this hat that I am trying to wear is not compatible with me. What?
What? That's weird. What hat is it?
The iridescent cap of casting.
Are you on a caster?
Yes. I'm on Black Mage. Hang on. I'm looking this up. Hold on.
That's weird then. Yeah, I don't...
Please hold, everyone.
It's fine. I'm gonna go into the rift, but I gotta go use the restroom before we do the fights anyway, so you'll have time to figure this out. But it looks like we both have glitches to deal with. My role quests are fucked up, and you can't wear a hat because Square Enix says no. Ready, Alpha? Alright. I am ready as well. Let's put an end to this, Sid.
Oh! I see why. I'm fucking stupid.
Why, what is it?
It's because it's a higher level than my current gear.
Oh, yeah, that... Oh, okay, you were trying to use it as glamour, I see. So it's higher level than your Skyven gear, and so that's why it doesn't work. Okay. So just replace the Skyven gear with the hat, that's all. Is it high quality?
Yeah.
Okay, then just replace the
It's
Skyven...
high quality level 72 gear.
Yeah, just replace the Skyven one with the hat, then. It'll be fine. Especially here, because we're getting synced down, so it's fine. You know, Mono, you did. You wrote 2 hows, and I missed it. You did write 2 hows. You wrote how to how massively annoy me with double stuff, and I just glossed over it. What the fuck is wrong with me? That is sad. Alpha's ready, so let's go do this instance, because of course there's going to be another instance. He's forced us to show our worth before this. Okay, there we go, down into the acid again.
And am I glad I know Auspice Rory's hairstyle and the other hairstyle basically by heart at this point.
I mean, you've changed it enough, I can imagine. Where's... Oh no, I was going to say, where's the rest of the stuff in here? But I guess he cleaned up shop after the last time. Because the Alpha group and whatever's left here are the only challengers left, so...
Oh my god, Marie. That
How
is
are-
awful.
how are you
It's
supposed
impressive,
to-
but Jesus Christ.
How are you supposed to confuse me when I'm blind? That's a fair question. I don't know. How do you confuse a blind person? I feel like that's a terrible thing to ask. I'm sure it has, big guy, so, looks like you did some spring cleaning. So is that why you said this was going to be the last 4 matches? 4 Psi group combatants. Okay, so that we're fighting Psi group. This is the Psi-scape. Or the Science-scape. Oh, never mind. You murdered the other 3 and determined 1 victor.
Of course he did.
So if we fight this one, we will then be able to fight Omega themselves. Okay, fair enough. Or itself, because it's a machine, so no gender.
Okay.
Well, at least
Now
it's
go
nice
off
and
do the
easy.
quest.
Fight this Psi group combatant, and then fight Omega. Why do I feel like this is a little too easy? Oh, well, it's probably nothing. What?
You may all be asking yourselves, Cole, why do you care so much about keeping Auspice Rory's glamours all set up? Well, you see, I'm hard retconning her glamours from the old Stormblood streams, because I was never happy with those.
Oh. Oh, boy. You'll find it again and post in the server. What channel does it belong in? What are we talking about here? I missed some context. You want to see fucked up stuff? Is that what it is? Fucked up stuff?
Marie was talking about, I think, all of the resistance weapons. Like, all of them.
I mean, if it's pictures, you could put it in Photoshop. If it's funny, you could put it in memes. If not, I mean, I guess you could just put it in community. I don't know. That is untrue, Omega. You shut your fucking mouth. Alpha is moral support. He's the most important party member. Look at that face. That might be the thumbnail. Alpha tilting his head slightly.
Your reactions are all funnier than the picture.
Oh, okay. I can imagine I'd be just as annoyed as you look at the moment, Alpha. Should make a general talk. That was kind of what the community tab was basically supposed to be, like a general talk thing, essentially. Either you let me take Alpha with me, or I'm not fighting you, Omega. I'll let you stew in the rift forever. Even though that doesn't really help.
Run
Alpha.
these hands.
That's incorrect. You literally don't understand this shit, so why are you trying to make a qualification on it? So far, the only thing you've described Alpha as is according to how you perceive him, and that's incredibly self-centered, Omega. You need to learn to, like, think from another person's perspective. Because you're making Alpha sad, and that means I'm going to punch you in the face and break this fucking screen.
I am going to punch your face in the face.
No! ASDF movie reference. Are you sure? 'Cause that's not the etheric signature I'm reading. So you trying to tell me this is a copy? Well, maybe you just didn't give him good enough reason to fight. That's a chocobo feather. Those are a lot of... I swear to God, if you ground up a chocobo and a meat grinder in here, Omega, there will be no hell.
Oh no, he got Confucius!
No, he didn't. There's no way. Confucius would never. So you killed thousands of alpha copies in order to try to you're a monster. What the fuck, man?
Alright, now we're running these hands. I'm gonna run this, man.
Nobody messes with the chocobos and gets away with it.
This is personal now.
It is personal now. He hit the Jimmy button. He should not have done that. I think I know where Alpha's from, though, now. I mean, it's sad that we had to learn it from Omega basically
Oh,
throwing
Sid's
thousands
pissed.
of his copies in a meat grinder, but...
Oh,
No,
Sid's pissed.
I think it has everything to do with the topic at hand. Unlimited self-improvement and armament expansion. So... Okay, so you literally created another function, so then why can't you just, like, run a protocol to think how another person thinks? Wah, wah. And Sid would be the one to tell you this, because he's an engineer. I don't know what the fuck any of you are talking about. That's true.
It is going all in.
He's right, though. If Omega doesn't understand what our conviction is and how we see things, the human side of things, then he will literally never be able to beat us. Like, this is a superfluous experiment at this point. Come on, Alpha. We gotta take revenge for all your brothers and sisters that were destroyed. Because we're not gonna let him get away with it. So come on, moral support guy. You're a valued member of this community.
Come to Stellaris, get ready to violate the Geneva Convention. Hard. So it's just gonna be like Total War Warhammer, where I'm playing as the Skaven.
Oh boy.
What are Geneva Conventions? We don't need those here.
You still want to know what that purple liquid is. Apparently it's not acid, even though I keep referring to it as acid, because we would have died on the way in if it was acid. So I guess it's like some kind of engine goop. Ah, there you are.
I've acquired Fat Drip.
Let's see the casting Far Eastern glamour. Oh, that's cute. It's a nice kimono. Or is that a yukata?
All I know is that I'm hard retconning literally all of her fucking glamours from every expansion previous because I want her to play the same goddamn classes all throughout with the exception of one.
There you go.
She dropped the sword and shield after Heavensward.
She gave it to Lindy.
Probably.
You can literally exterminate planets multiple ways. Omega does feel a lot like GLaDOS, actually, because, like, he hasn't self-actualized yet, so he can't really think in terms of human thought and emotion. So he just sort of does what machines do, and that's why it kind of makes him compelling in a way, because, like, he will literally never see your side of things, and that kind of is all you need. So, again, sometimes you don't need the villain to be sympathetic, you just need him to be an asshole. So...
Unrelated, Omega is the new Ultimate.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. They release... so, basically, in terms of the tiers of difficulty in this game, you have normal fights, then you have extreme fights, which are a step harder, then you have savage fights, which are a step harder than that, and then you have ultimate fights, which are the hardest content in this game. So, the newest ultimate fight is with Omega, so I guess it's funny that we're doing these quests now, after they released that. Of course, the ultimate fights are like 12 fucking phases long, and they take like 20 minutes to beat.
Let me describe the ultimate fights to the chat real quick, because I have a better definition of what they are, because I've played this game more and I have no life.
Oh my god.
Okay, so the difficulties are normal, extreme, unreal, savage, and ultimate.
Oh yeah, Unreal's in there,
Ultimate
too.
fights are a little different from your normal average, like Joe average things, because ultimate fights tell a story on top of everything else that's happening, and they also have exclusive content and mechanics that are very difficult, we'll say. The average fight in Ultimate, now I want you all to keep in mind, most of the fights we've done on normal take about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, at most. And they're very mechanical. Like, there's AoEs to dodge, there's mechanics to do. However, Savage fights are much more mechanically intensive. They take about 10 to 11 minutes to clear through both phases most of the time. And here's the thing. Ultimate fights on average are 20 straight minutes of mechanics.
Yeah, I was gonna say...
20 minutes!
You're pretty on the spot with the data boss. So imagine the data boss fights in Kingdom Hearts on critical mode, except they take 20 minutes instead of 3. So there you go. It's pretty much that. That egg looks like the world that never was. It sure does.
Ultimate fights are... Let me explain. When you clear an ultimate fight, you are based. Because that means you went through... Listen, ultimate fights are the thing, destroy statics. They straight up annihilate them. They are the static killer. Because you have to go through 20 straight minutes of incredibly difficult mechanics, incredibly punishing fights. And if you clear that shit by the end, you only need to clear it once, because then you get a totem and you can exchange it for a weapon that you can then use on that class. It is a trophy. Most of the time.
Yeah, and you get a title for it too, right?
Triple legend, by the way. That's where that meme comes from.
Oh, okay. And the other thing about Ultimates...
Lifeblood, that's the thing. It's not boring. Trust me. I know.
The other thing
I've been in one.
The other thing about Ultimates that gets me is that people really, really like going for world firsts on Ultimate. Like right now, there's at least 100 Twitch channels with 1,000 or more streamers at this very moment that are working on progression on the Ultimate fight. I would get burnt out as fuck watching one of them, and people take weeks off of work for world first progression on Ultimates. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't know how anyone can have any energy left after doing that shit.
See, I've cleared through several Savage tiers at this point. I've been through... I cleared through Eden 9 through 12. I cleared through Pandemonium 1 through 4, all on Savage, and I was burnt the fuck out at the end of that. Listen. I was in T, okay?
Oh, okay.
Which is the Epic of Alexander, the ultimate fight for that. We were progging that very casually. Now, you see, here's the thing. I'm actually pretty fucking good at this game when I want to be. I know my rotation, I know my class, and on Paladin, before they changed it, because I still haven't played new Paladin, I was consistently blue. I was consistently going from blue to purple parses. I don't fuck around when I'm on Paladin. T was hell!
Okay, so like, in an extreme fight, if you don't do a mechanic right, you die. In a savage fight, if you don't do a mechanic right, most of the party dies. In an ultimate fight, if you don't do a mechanic right, the party dies for the next 3 attempts.
Let me explain to you. If you screw up an extreme mechanic, some people might die. If you screw up a savage mechanic, everyone dies. If you screw up an ultimate mechanic, everyone dies, and you have to start over from phase 1.
Yes, and that's also true. There's like 12 phases to the fights, and if you screw up once, in the entirety of those 20 minutes, you're starting all over again.
But T was so fucking cool. I actually got to see the final phase transition because I'm a crackhead.
Oh, nice.
To be fair, I went in with 7 other people who knew what the fuck they were doing, because at that point, everyone else who wanted to prog it fucking just did not.
Yeah.
They gave up. We went in with 4 fresh faces and 4 veterans, and all 3 of the other one, and 2 of the others had quit, so we grabbed 2 people who had cleared it already, and we got all the way up to the phase transition. But then the static fell apart.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
Alright, what are you playing for your first run through for this?
Ninja, because we're here to kill chaos. Did I do the reference right?
Let's get my gun then.
The reason why I'm playing Ninja is because it was the only class out of all the ones I'm playing that was available in Final Fantasy 1 to play when you fought Chaos, so. You forgot how MMO players are? You've played some raid shit, you know, stupid. they get really in-depth with it, that's for sure. Stressful, but boring when you ruled the world. You watched
Murray,
just
what
the
are you
last
playing
phase of
for
T
this
and
run through?
fuck. Progging those looks like a fucking nightmare. Oh, I'm gonna use the restroom before we do this, so you guys talk about that and I'll be right back. Where's my be right back? There it is.
Me. Dark Knight, okay. Let's see, what are the fights? Look at US. So I'm gonna gun this one. What's the next fight? Hold on. The Doorstopper? What do you mean, Lifeblood? Let me think. Oh, that's the next one. Ooh, that's gonna be fun. Rory's doing okay for the time being. Her best friend's dying, but aside from that, listen, don't call her short. She will blow you up. She might be a Lalafell, but she's a lot of feist. Not to mention, being short's fine because everybody underestimates her in fights. Let's see, so I'll gun this one. Next one, I think I'm gonna tank. I'm gonna heal the third one for everyone's entertainment on stream. Then Black Mage, I'm gonna do the final one on Black Mage. Okay, I know my order for these ones. Everyone's going to get a very big kick out of me healing the third fight in this. Call me Dottie and you die. And we got away with that. Oh. He's going to grow up and be dangerous as fuck for many reasons.
Okay, I have returned.
Welcome back. I figured out the order of my classes for these 4 fights.
Oh, okay, nice. What do you got?
Gonna gun this one, tank the next one, heal the third one, Black Mage the last one.
That works
Why
out.
am I healing the third one? Oh, for the stream's entertainment, because I hate healing that fight.
That works out, because I was gonna heal the fourth one, so.
Trust me when I tell you, the third fight's something.
Oh, okay.
Shoot me. With my own gun.
I mean, you can do that if you play Gunbreaker.
No.
Yes, you're making him angry on I'm just looking through chat. Okay, so Marie's on Dark Knight because you're like tanking this one. That's fair. Love how you're reminiscing and remembered Animaniacs. That literally says, "Call me Dottie and you die." And we got away with that. She's gonna grow up to be dangerous as fuck for many reasons. Can already see Cole stressing his healer because Mono does stupid shit. You beg me to be tank the third fight? You don't have to beg me. That was the plan all along. We'll just have to see if they're gonna let me main tank it. Ready,
I'm gonna
check.
rescue you off the ledge if you do some dumb shit in that fight. I know how to do that.
Listen, I'm the best tank
That
at
is a
level
threat.
70. I'm on the best tank class at level 70 because I have TBN. No other class has something like that at this level. AlphaScape V1, we're all here to kill chaos, so let's go do it. Might take a little bit
That
because
game
there's
is
no
fucking
healers.
ridiculous. I've seen a full playthrough of it. It is... I don't understand this game.
Which one?
Fucking Stranger in Paradise.
Oh, okay.
I do not understand how something like that got cleared for development.
I mean, Square Enix makes so much fucking money, I don't think it matters what they develop at this point. People will buy it hand over foot.
You're not wrong.
You will save me. This is a threat. American healthcare system. Oh no! I can't pay for my insurance.
Perish.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna tank the third fight. So my plan basically is I'm gonna play ninja for this one because we're fighting Chaos, the final boss of Final Fantasy 1. I sort of glossed over that because we were talking when Sid was telling us about it. But yeah, I'm gonna play ninja for this one. So then I'm gonna play Summoner for the next one. I'm gonna play Dark Knight for the third one, and I'm gonna play Scholar for the fourth and final one. So there you go. That's the plan. Don't jinx us. Remember the Stormblood era? Remember all the Final Fantasy 15 stuff that got plugged and half of it failed or didn't happen? Yeah, I know.
15 wasn't even that bad of a game.
Yeah, I know. The problem with it was the fact that, like, they overworked the lead developer guy, and so then he ended up leaving, and the whole vision of the game changed at that point, and they basically were like, okay, let's just plug up what we've got and then leave it. It's like, that's not gonna solve the problems with it, though. Come on. Ugh.
So some deep lore for all of you that are watching this stream for shits and giggles. So, if you have all noticed, Rory was missing an eye for most of this expansion. In very specific instances throughout, or at least the first instance of it, we find out, at least on stream, because I'm too lazy to get a Fantasia, because I don't want to spend more money than I already have been, because I'm blowing all my money on a stupid gacha game recently, and rent.
Oh boy.
We find out that under the eye patch, she has another arcane focus that's connected to her black mage apparatus, and another limiter. Because Rory is so destructive, so beyond a shadow of a doubt good at casting destructive spells, she needs not one but 2 limiters to keep her from casting spells powerful enough to nuke mountains.
And actually that reminds me, because we sort of glossed over the fact of how can Rory use magic when she's from Garlemald, because no one in Garlemald can use magic. So she's using a booster, basically. Garlean technology has allowed them to develop magic to the point, like, develop boosters to the point where they can use magic. So that's how Rory can use magic, even though she's from a place that notoriously has no magic users because they got cucked by the ether. So, also the Q popped. So in we go! You have an OC who has 5 limiters, a choker, 2 cuffs, and 2 shackles. That is a lot of limitations. I'll just be here. You still want to see a Heartless in Final Fantasy any title? Hey, maybe 16 will do it? We don't know. Where are their Sahagan gargoyles?
There he is, Mr. Final Fantasy himself!
The final boss of the original.
Look at that stance.
I don't remember him having this many steroids, though.
He's a little more ripped.
Just a bit. I mean, what else was he gonna do? This is the 14th title. He's from the first one.
My guy was spending all this time just fucking lifting.
No, hidden. Hide. Fuck you, stupid. The stupid fucking game. Not only did it prevent me from doing what I'm supposed to do here, they pulled before I could hide, and I just rabbited. I'm so fucking pissed right now. Alright, let's try this again.
Ratio.
The Dragoon gave me an eye. Before the pull, which is so fucking stupid. Okay, I'm done.
Tsunami.
Yes, it is. Ow! Oh, good. This mechanic that no one knows how to do. I'm gonna die from this, aren't I? Well, okay.
Spoiler alert.
Nobody else knows how to do it because they're running away from the people that have the rings. Knockdown.
Oh, Jesus fuck!
You guys should run in different directions from one another. You're gonna die, ow. Aren't you glad you're not healing this one?
Yeah, it gets worse.
Wait, why can you do Big Bang? You're not Zeromus. I wonder if a tank's supposed to take that. Well, judging by the fact that nobody died, I think it's fine. Okay, let me do my actual rotation now. There. Now we're good. I wish Ultima was in
Cast
Final
Ultima.
Fantasy 1. That would make this a lot easier.
Give
Oh,
me
good
that as the level
earthquake.
100 Black Mage skill, or I'm quitting.
Mm.
Ow.
Zoinks, Scoob. Oh. I already used my arm's length. That's
I'm getting
unfortunate.
right to the edge on this one. I'm not taking any chances.
Latitudinal implosion. Whoa. Where's the safe spot? Oh, there it is. It's like, wait a minute. Where am I supposed to stand, Chaos? We're here to kill you. You're not here to kill us. Speaking of Chaos.
Chaotic Dispersion. Oh no.
The Dragoon's giving me the eye on cooldown, which fucks me up because my rotation is 20 seconds late now because they pulled before I could hide! Alright, I'll work on that in a second once I get stuck over here. There.
Oh, you can arms length that pog.
Yes, you can. Mine was on cooldown. We should separate.
Oh god.
Goodbye,
I
everybody.
almost just wiped the party. Ah!
Do we have anybody to revive? Nope. Guess we're doing the last 50% ourselves. I hope that dancer knows how to use Curing Waltz.
Nice.
Yeah, Ultima is like basically the equivalent to Almighty Element, yeah. So it would work pretty well in this situation because Chaos has very strong elemental resistances normally, but well, we don't have it, so. Oh, there you go. Bowels of Agony. That's me in that episode of GTA San Andreas. Entropy. That's a Doom, isn't it? Well, goodbye, everybody. Dark crystal forms.
And
No, it wasn't a Doom, actually. We are gonna die, though. Like, there's no way we won't die, because he's gonna get enough Dark Ether. So,
reset?
I think so. I'm still gonna try to burn this thing, but we're gonna die anyway, so what does it matter? Does no one have a Phoenix down? Yeah, that would be nice right about now. Nobody carries Phoenix downs in this game, unfortunately. Farewell, cruel world. Oh, look, the tanks live. I tried to shade shift that too.
Ow.
Goodbye, Marie! Oh, their mana's so out of whack that they need that to not leak mana and destroy the environment. Oh my god. Yes, the ultimate flaw of being a boss, predictable attacks. Evidently that wasn't, that was not predictable enough because he killed the healers who didn't see that it was 2 stacks. Okay, I can do my rotation properly now. We can continue.
That's the reason why we wiped. Is
They needed me to do the rotation properly, so Chaos very graciously murdered the healers and allowed me to do it.
What a
Thanks,
cool
Chaos.
guy.
I don't want to kill you anymore. I want to kill myself because I just did the 80 rotation. No, it's fine. It's only like 100 potency less, so it's not a big deal.
He's imploding.
Just like me in that episode of GTA San Andreas. Never mind.
This is a lot of San Andreas references.
It was.
Oh,
We didn't get this one last time.
Inferno.
This is new. But if there were question marks out there, we have entropy
I would
again. What does this do?
throw
Plagued by
myself-
Catic Flames will deal damage to nearby party members when the effect ends, so spread out, I guess.
Spread.
I'm also gonna shade shift.
Oh, it's the radius AoEs.
Okay, there it goes. Oh, okay, yeah, that was what that was. This is a multi-stack. I'm going over here. Oh, I didn't need that. Guys? Guys? Stay here, please. I will die.
Oh,
Big bang.
he's big banging again.
Still don't know how you can do that. What's with the orbs?
What?
Fiendish orbs. Oh, it's just
he's chestboarding
orbs.
us.
That's okay.
Man, am I glad I just have an ability called Disassemble now.
On-demand reprisal from far away.
I love it. Oh, shit.
Cyclone.
Out of it, out of it, out of it!
We're gonna get pushed away, aren't we? I'm gonna go to the corner so I don't get pushed too
Oh god, it's staying. Oh fuck. Oh god. Oh Jesus. Oh Christ. Go to quarters!
I had arm's length. I'm fine.
Oh, that's not okay.
Damning
That's
edict!
bullshit.
Goodbye, healers.
Oh, come on!
I knew we weren't gonna get these done today anyway, so.
Why was it both the fucking healers again? Fucking Jesus, I'm healing the last 3 fights. Fuck this.
Nah, it's fine. Stand right on it.
Oh. Ah!
Good luck. Nah, it's
I
fine.
jumped off the edge.
Oh, well.
I'm so bad at this game.
I was gonna say, man, is that a super big bang? Chaos is good. He knows how shit you are. This is true. He is taking advantage of it, as he should. Feel bad for the bosses here. That's a straight reset. Like, die in the game and reset the world like nothing ever happened. Here it's just a straight retry. I don't care about it being a simulation. The bosses don't have a chance because we can just keep pounding our faces against the wall until they die. It's okay, Cole. I will avenge you. If I can
Perhaps
pick up
I should have brought a Reser into this.
If I can pick my entrails up off the floor fast enough. I'm trying. I did everything I could for that entropy. Alright, I'm gonna trick attack this. We don't have a choice. I win. I think. Please die. Thank you. And now we die. Blech. I'm glad the Dragoon lived this time, though. Maybe he can save us. Actually, don't know if there's like a damage check later on in the fight where you guys would need to worry about that.
And fuck.
Absolutely dead. 100% lifeblood. It's okay. You gotta remember that a lot of the people who have done these fights recently, not Marie notwithstanding, because Marie's probably done these fights in roulettes or something, but a lot of the people who did these fights, like, a lot, and know them back and forward, are watching the Ultimate fight right now. So the ones that we're getting don't necessarily know the fight all that well. I just wish it wasn't specifically the healers that didn't know the fight all that well. I'm just throwing shade because they can't hear me. It's fine. You are dead. Not big surprise. Yeah, it sounds like chaos, honestly. Quick, give each other a hug. Good work, though, surviving so long, Marie. I was gonna say, where do you even stand for that? I guess there's a teeny tiny little spot. Oh, it was Chaos Heavy from Team Fortress 2. I can kind of do that then. Oh, 2 Fiendish Orbs. Good luck. You are dead! Not big surprise! There's my heavy impression. It's really bad.
You are dead.
Yeah, that.
What is...
Yeah, much better. Okay, let's try it again. We're not getting echo in here either. That's kind of fun.
Welcome to Chaos's wild ride, where Cole wants to throw himself into the oblivions.
Don't do that. You'll fall off the ledge again. Okay, I did the 70 rotation. That's a good sign. We'll win this time. I'm sure of it. 3rd time's the charm.
I hate you.
I almost moved too early. Did I already do this? I think so. Okay, Inferno again, so that means Cyclone. If it's the same as it was last time, Cyclone's coming next. Or he could just pick whatever he wants, I guess. Okay, so the entropy must change depending on, like, who's got it. Because now I've got it. I'll go over here. Hi, Rory. Okay. Stay over here.
Back up.
Everybody
And
stay
stay
here.
together.
Very good.
Hooray, we didn't wipe to the easiest mechanic in the fight. Help me.
Oh, but I... God damn it. Okay, I'm good. I needed armor crush, and it was on the side where all the big bangs were.
Buffer.
I have to be a ranged DPS temporarily. I think this is a fun fight, though, from what I've seen of it so far. Like, even though people are wiping, I think the mechanics are pretty good.
Cyclone.
Okay, I'm in melee range game, stop. I just can't stand in the Cyclone, because that looks like death. Okay, so
length.
stand here. Get the Edict. Don't
Walk.
walk the edge. They'll do it again. I'll probably arms length the second one. I got the eye. Add all
Got
that.
dispersion.
Faint that. Wait for it. See what it does. You guys leave. I'm gonna. Someone's following you. That's unfortunate.
Why do the fucking healers get the short end of the stick every goddamn time?
They have the same last name, so they're in a party together, which means they're killing each other.
I love it when people waste my time. Don't you?
If you have an orb, give it to a tank.
Oh!
Or be the dancer and have that happen to you.
You know what?
Or,
Answer,
this
I applaud it.
could happen to you. Alright, what's going to be the next one? I forget, what did he use last time after Cyclone? Tsunami? Oh, Dark Ether.
Owls of agony.
I will refresh my stuff while you do this. Probably shouldn't have used my... Big heal check! All the healers are up, so this should be fine. Okay, don't hit the heal.
Oh shit. Please don't wipe us, please don't wipe us, please don't wipe
We're
us.
fine. They're all in. And I did a
Die,
70
you little
rotation,
shit!
So we're definitely fine. We didn't even get above 60 that time. It was at 60. See? No problem.
60% of our HP.
Why not stand in the colored area? So when they color an area like they did with Cyclone there, that means that you'll take damage over time if you stand in it. And since this is a raid, that damage over time will hurt.
Up!
But Dragoon, I can't do Mug yet. My trick attack is fucking drifted. I appreciate it, but I'm still got 10 seconds before I can do it again. Okay, damn it.
Nope. Going this way.
It's a good idea before we die. I appreciate the Dragoon giving me the eye, though. That's nice. It's just I've drifted my cooldowns, so I am the bad
Okay, now he's
DPS. What does dynamic fluid do?
Oh shit.
Oh, that's what this is. Okay, so when you have this, it's dynamic fluid. Oop, I'm separating a little. Let's not do that.
We're drifting. It's multi-track drifting!
Yay!
Oh shit.
Split up, gang!
This might hurt.
That'll be fine.
The fucking healers are getting targeted. Every single one of those.
I think it's part of the mechanic, honestly. Does that
Usually
Big
tanks
Bang
get
hit
spreads.
where the healers stood for that last mechanic?
Not sure.
Because that's what it
I
looked
think
like. Because
so.
Marie only had that teeny tiny spot last time. He has some of the biggest AoEs you've seen in this game. He certainly does. Are we gonna hit
Chaos
open
ain't fucking
frame?
around. He wants us dead.
He does. Alright, well here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go through my Suiton rotation, which is the off one. And then if we're still there, I'll use the LV. Maybe. I don't think we're gonna get there. Sure, just eat my input, game. And if we get there, it'll be at like 3%, and we'll be wasting the thing. Yeah, see, the Dragoon and I had the same idea. We were like, I don't know if we should or not.
Oh.
There he goes. Now we just have to kill it before he finishes him off. There, we got him.
Fucking finally.
That was a fun fight. I liked that.
Fuck that guy.
I mean, the healers kept dying, but it was a fun fight. Mechanics weren't too bad. Yes, the big AoEs have in fact proven effective, but only for so long. Good job, challengers! I should have a separate button on my bar that says good job, challengers. Oh, it's all of you. Okay. I needed to do the V pose anyway, but, you know. I'm just gonna pass on all this stuff before you both leave. There. Because I don't need those cranks, or those shafts, or those lenses, or those bolts, or those springs. There's a lot of different stuff in there. Yeah, and that's the trouble, really, Lifeblood, is that you have infinite retries. Again, this is an MMO, so you gotta remember that MMOs are created specifically and designed specifically for player retention. If you didn't have infinite retries, people would stop playing the game, and then Square Enix wouldn't get as much money. That also is the source of most of my concerns about this game's mechanics, but, you know. Alpha Group is victorious after wiping 3 times. Thanks, I'm not gonna revel in it. Well, we have infinite retries. Lifeblood just said it. Well, it's because you can't think like a human being, Omega. That's why you're having so much trouble with this. Because you don't have a soul. You needed to have been created with a soul in order to really understand and comprehend where we're coming from. Why did you turn on the alarm bells? Oh, he's in a logic loop. He's going to blow himself up if he doesn't stop now. Okay, so what kind of illogical angle are you talking about? Oh, there's going to be more fights. Okay, well, that's fine. Okay.
Where the fuck are we?
I don't know, I haven't opened my eyes yet. Smells like Sohm Al. It also looks an awful lot like that dimension you go to when you fight the fiends in Nocturne. A recorded memory of what, exactly? So this is your history? So he did a reverse fight, hardest first. I don't actually know if the rest of the fights after this are, like, as challenging as that one. I would imagine they're at least as challenging as that one, but I don't know. Oh, so you got destroyed, not destroyed, but damaged to the point where you had to repair yourself before you could get a full simulation of it? And who's this person that took you down? I think I just heard a dragon roaring.
Shit.
Okay, well, that's fine. One more fight and then you'll engage with us yourself. I'm okay with this, Omega. These parameters are acceptable.
Oh no.
But who could it possibly... Oh.
Fuck.
I know that music. So the final foe in the Alphascape before Omega himself will be... our old buddy Midgard Sormir. Although this looks like him in the prime of his life. So that's...
Are we sure we can beat him in his prime?
I was gonna say, in the prime of his life, I don't know. I mean, Omega said that his calculations of his strength are flawed because he couldn't see the full gamut, so we might be okay there, but if it was him in the prime of his life at 100% of his power, I think we're fucked. There's only one way to find out, right, best buddy? I need time in between quests. Thanks for the save, Sid. In case you didn't see it in the party menu, Faith and Healer's lost. I'm healing the rest if you want me to come. I did not see that yet because my social tab is not the normal tab, so. You don't have to heal the rest though, Marie. Just heal whichever ones you'd like. It's fine. Play the classes that you want to play. If the time for us going into it is longer, I'm okay with that because we're really only going to get the next stage of the Omegascape done. Because once you do the third stage, it's kind of hard to end the stream there because they kind of throw you directly into the fourth stage. So, thanks, Omega. I will rest up for approximately 5 minutes while I wait for Q. So yeah, we'll do AlphaScape V2, and then tomorrow we'll come back and do AlphaScape V3 and V4 once Cole gets here. So, there you go.
Hell yeah, gamers.
How'd we do, Alpha? Oh, wait, where'd Sid go? Boy, Sid, I can't see you, and you're not even hiding. Trust me, I would know. I'm a ninja. How does this keep happening? Where people are hiding, invisible, and I'm on ninja at that time. Sid, I need an explanation because your hide is better than my hide. Okay, nope, that's it. That's it, you got me, game. Which cutscene are you in, Cole? Did you start the next quest already?
Yes.
I love that. It says Sid, there's the marker above his head, and there's nothing there.
You can also click on him.
You got me, game. There's also no targeting reticle underneath him, so. Yeah, he's being reflective, partially reflective, not invisible, because he can see me. So if he was invisible, he wouldn't be able to see me. We did talk about this. Yep. Hardest force, the logical standpoint, according to Omega. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense that you'd throw your weakest soldiers at them only to bring out the strongest later, right? Like, if you want something dead, just throw your strongest things at it. You don't care about the Q times, you care about both healers dying each time we pull! Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. It'll be okay next time, though, because in the next fight, I'm playing Summoner. Because Midgard Sormir versus Bahamut sounds like a death battle, and I'm here for it. I love it.
I'm tanking the next fight.
Every time Alpha tilts his head, I smile. Okay.
Alpha is the best character.
Alpha is my favorite character in this X-Pack, and we're not even in Shadowbringers right now. This is a Stormblood quest line. So Alpha turned you invisible with his T. That's hilarious. Well, I'm glad that you're, like, reflective. Or, okay, not invisible, reflective, again. Oh, okay, it wore off. That's a neat trick, Alpha. Yeah, literally Sans logic. I wonder why people don't use their strongest attack first, because that would make too much sense, and fights would be over immediately, and most times they want the fight to draw out. Not the person who's doing the fighting, but the author, you know? He just filled the kettle with water that turned you reflective. Well, at least you didn't make Sid sick, like Nero. I don't want to make Alpha feel bad, though. He already feels bad about dragging us all into this mess. Alpha's adorable. Jesse was right. We should sell Alpha merchandise. I mean, Guzma from Pokemon asked that. Why don't people start out with their strongest moves? And then he used a Golisopod with First Impression, which is its strongest move in its moveset, by the way, and can only be used on the first turn. So, yeah, consecutive normal punches. That's just me in Crisis Core. Because Costly Punch and Magic Punch are OP. We'll hydrate later. For now, let's fight whatever's in AlphaScape V2, which is Midgard Sormir. So, what do I need to know about the father of all dragons? Yeah, so that must be where they were originally from before they came here. Still think that's a weird plot point, but we're here now, so we'll just accept it. Wonder what made him choose this world. Yeah, I can see that being a bit of a problem. I did, in fact, fight him once at Keeper of the Lake, but he was at, like, maybe 1% at the time. This is looking a little worse by the minute. Yeah. Yeah. Hell, they won't even treat him as the same opponent now, because they changed up his mechanics in Keeper of the Lake when they changed up A Realm Reborn to take out some of the redundant quests. The fight's easier now, though. Not like the fight in Etherochemical Research Facility. Did you get to do the new Etherochemical Research Facility yet, Cole?
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's a new final boss fight in the Etherochemical Research Facility. The level 60 dungeon at the end of Heaven's
Really?
War. Yep. The whole
You mean
dungeon...
Laha Big isn't in there anymore?
No, Laha Big is in there. Ascian Prime is still the final boss, but they changed his mechanics fundamentally. So... The rest of the dungeon is exactly the same, by the way, but Laha Brean, Igayorm, and then Ascian Prime are completely different.
Huh.
And I have a
Well,
story
shit.
about it that we'll talk about when the queue goes up.
Oh. Good.
It's a good one. It wasn't a good one at the time, but it's a good one. Sounds like a plan, Sid. You figure out what we're going to do with Omega, I'll take care of Midgard. Wonder how sleeping Midgard would feel about this Midgard. Well, we'll ask him later. For now... Yeah, consecutive normal punches. Alphascape V2 is accessible. Okay, you know you bring up VTubers a lot, but one you watch made a One Punch Man build in Crisis Core Reunion, could punch for like 90,000 a hit. Yep, that's about right, actually.
Costly Punch.
Yep, Costly
yes.
Punch. I remember that. It's very good. Oh, excuse me. Very good. He doesn't fucking revive dragons anymore. It's lame. Yeah, it's just not as much fun as before, I say, after having a little PTSD from Estrella. Do you know Crypt of the Necrodancer got a new DLC? Malgamog is different now too, that's also true. Well, they kept Leviathan and Shiva the same, I think, which is a little weird. It's called Synchron? Okay, check Steam for it. Cool. Okay, so Cole's tanking. Marie, did you decide if you were going to heal this one, basically, because of the last time? I could do a ready check and we'll find out. There we go. Looks like Marie's
I
coming
am
in on
ready. I'm just
Scala.
washing dishes.
Oh, are you? While you wait for Q to pop?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're ready, though, right? Because I just did a ready
Yeah,
check.
I'm ready.
Okay. So I'll just close the ready check.
Provided the queue does not pop instantly.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you if it pops instantly. And then I won't be able to
Still got
talk
my
about
head.
my story about the new final boss of the Etherochemical Research Facility, but, you know.
Oh boy, I can't wait to hear this one.
Alright, well, it's going to say ready to... Okay, there it is. Ready 2 of 3, not ready 1 of 3. But I'm going to queue us anyway.
You are based.
It was not instant queue, but it says less than 5 minutes. Okay,
So
so...
your story.
I got the new Etherochemical Research Facility in a 50, 60, 70, 80 roulette. I didn't know there was a new boss. This just happened, like, as soon as the most recent patch came out. And so I didn't know there was anything different because the dungeon was the same. Final boss was different. Didn't know this. The queue popped, by the way, Cole, so you might want to stop watching
Yeah, I'm
dishes.
pressing commence.
Okay, good. I'll tell the rest of my story after we're done. As long as I remember.
You keep telling it for shits and giggles.
I could. So, long story short, I had to do the fight 8 times before we beat it. I also had to refresh the entire party 2 separate times because they all left.
Fun!
That's how difficult the fight was. I had it after the first attempt. Like, I died on the first attempt, I will freely admit that, but I was like, okay, I understand what I did wrong. Everybody just kept fucking dying, and they just left out of spite, I guess, or something.
What was causing their death so much?
They have this mechanic where they have fire orbs and blizzard orbs, and they hit at different times, and they'll explode with different AoEs, and if you don't stand in the right spot, you will wipe the group, basically. And this is a normal dungeon, by the way, that you can wipe the group by doing something wrong. 14 seconds. Charlie Night Theme is so fucking good. Day or night, you refuse to use warping around here. Yeah, that's fair.
I kind of want you to listen to the Charlian theme, Jimmy. It's actually
Probably
really peaceful.
should, honestly. Let me get up a little closer so I can give everybody... I watched the Vothri fight last time, and I missed the Gunbreaker, the main tank, so many times with Searing Light because he was so far away.
In,
Yeah,
I think.
he's doing it again. Not in.
I was wrong!
Oh, it gave me a damage down. I don't know this fight. I don't know what to expect.
Okay, do not pay attention to my callouts.
Okay, so he do a
Ever.
spin again. Is he gonna do us another spin? Do another spin, so run. Does the wall kill you? I should test that.
Probably.
But I have the ability.
Oh, Earth
those
Shakers.
are Earth Shakers, yeah. No, I don't have any of those anymore. I should test that, but I can res people, so I don't think I'm gonna test that.
Oh, it's Ogmorn. Fun.
Yay! I have a shield for this. Why are you all running? It's Akmorn. It's not like that's a new mechanic, guys. Keep your heads in the game here. Bahamut, I need your help. Okay, he do a spin again.
Circle.
Now he do a flip. So this one's in, right? Yep.
Yup!
Cool. Hang on, Marie, I'll get you. Let me just get through Bahamut phase first. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that gives me the opportunity to do this. Oh, it ate my swift cast. That's unfortunate. Does he do a flip? No, this is
Out.
Out, yeah. Oh, good. And now there's other stuff too. We have a warrior though, so that's kind of nice. We get to shake it off. You don't get a res right now. Hang on. I can res you. I use my swift cast though, so. Oh, the sage is resing you. I don't want to stop because then what if the sage does? We do a flip again. There, I gotcha. Double flip. What does double flip mean? No. Okay.
Boss.
Out. Again.
That one I do remember.
Double flip is out. So spin flip is in. Everything else is out. Got it. Alright, is everybody up? Not quite.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna put this all the way in the corner in case it gets bigger. I remember that mechanic where it
Spinny
gets bigger.
spin.
Is he gonna do another one? Or is he gonna do? Or is he gonna shake it up and like do a flip then a spin? Aw, I was gonna say.
Hey!
Where he going?
Oh.
Cauterize? What? I'm putting a shield up. I don't know what the fuck. Oh. It's just chessboard. Okay, that's fine. Alright, I'm gonna
here we
Searing
go.
Light now. I should do this. There we go. Don't hit the big guy, because I think he's got, like, protection because of the keys.
Oh, Jesus.
Midgard's Ether's going up, but very slowly.
Ha
What happened?
I'm getting cleaved. That's what's happening.
Oh. Well, don't get cleaved. Prime Wraithing. Go get him, Titan. Music reminds you of Mario Galaxy. Yeah, this is Midgard's theme. It's been his theme since he was in the dungeon way back in A Realm Reborn, so... It does have kind of a Mario Galaxy feel to it, though, doesn't it? Like, kind of a space junkie sort of thing. I should put up a shield for this. There. Look at those shields!
Oh, that hits multiple times. That's disgusting.
It looked like it was going to destroy us. It didn't. Come on back, Midgar. I have 6 seconds worth of Ruby Ruin or Emerald Ruin 3s left, and I don't want them to fall off before I use them. Damn it, they did. Tail end. I'm getting away from him.
Hot tail.
Away from his back.
Oh, fuck.
That was the Buster. Good luck, Cole. Bahamut. Exaflares. Stay out of the middle. And then go to where the last one was.
The fucking sound Exaflares make scare the shit out of me.
Oh, they're still going.
I am a genius.
Hey.
My movement is unparalleled.
Very nice. Do we ever figure out if the wall kills you? I think the Dragoon jumped into it at one point and it didn't kill him, so... Northern Cross.
Freeze.
So move. Okay. Well, okay. Oh, okay, the wall doesn't kill you. I just ran into it, so
Spin.
it's fine. I'm gonna stay out here. Just in case. What if it's a flip, though? Okay, it's not a flip, so... I'll just be over here.
My genius is unparalleled!
Hey! Hang on, party, I'm coming back. I'm not gonna get cleaved. Cry. Who's taking that one? No. Don't stand over there. He's doing a flip, so it's in. Boy, it's a good thing that stops.
Cross.
Oh my god, you're right. I'm an idiot.
Psychic. Oh god. Jimmy, no!
Hey, look, the summoner meme continues. I got
Wearing
confused.
headphones, he couldn't hear
Get
us.
out of,
Oh,
get
God.
out of that side of the thing. I'm gonna wait for him to go off there. He's wearing ear pods. You can't hear us.
He was wearing
Looking for the
he's
heal.
wearing AirPods.
I should. I can't lucid right now because I used it on cooldown. It's okay.
Okay, everyone get away from me in case he cleaves.
Yeah, it's.
I would rather not murder the entire party. I'm not Jimmy. I take no joy in doing that. Circle.
Okay,
Out.
so this is get out. Yeah. Okay, I got it. Earthshaker, stay away from me. Okay. Hey, look, another Dragon Song dive. You know, that's actually really appropriate considering where we are. Who's
Ockborn.
getting Ockborn? Good luck. I'm coming! I'm here. Cole, did you super?
Yeah, because I thought I was going to be the only other person in that stack.
Oh, okay.
I had to try.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's a good one. You're
Tail
gonna
end,
get
that's
busted,
Tank Buster.
by the way, so be
That's
careful.
alright. I got cooldowns.
You got
Didn't even break
Haima
my
as
shield.
well. Okay, well, we'll get through this one. In one attempt, even. Northern Cross.
Getting a
Okay,
bit.
so it doesn't matter. We just slide around. We don't even have to. Thank you for the ice skating rink, though, Midgard. It was a nice little present to remind me of Shiva. You wouldn't know anything
I'm
about
sad.
that at this point, though, would you? Good job, challengers!
Whew.
Yeah, not bad.
There's a lot of motherfucking exaflares.
There was a lot of everything in that fight.
A little bit of
Oh
everything.
shit, I got some of the Alpha Scape stuff. Because everybody left. Thanks, Carbuncle.
Shiza.
Gonna have to throw that out of my inventory. Oh well. We did it, Alpha. We beat old Midgard, new Midgard. I'm confused. I think Midgard Sormir is one of the biggest creatures in Nordic mythology. Yeah, he's like the world serpent, right? So, yeah, he's pretty big. As big as the planet, I think, at least. Want to know good final boss music besides Kingdom Hearts? Adventures End from Dream Team Brothers. Yeah, well, here's the funny thing about that Lifeblood. Did you know it's the same composer?
Eh.
Yoko Shimomura is the composer for the Mario and Luigi series. I suck at Sage, your worst healer by far. It's not that bad, Marie. You did fine. I didn't see any real problems, honestly. I mean, you died that one time, but it was fine. We had you. We picked you up. So, you know. I think it was only for Paper Jam. I'm pretty sure Yoko Shimomura, because I remembered playing Superstar Saga for the stream, and I'm pretty sure Yoko Shimomura composed for that one, too. Actually, so. As far as I'm aware, it's the whole series, but I guess it could have been, like, not for one of them. So. I mean, that makes sense, right, Sid? Because Shinryu... Was Shinryu one of Midgard's brood? I don't remember.
Nope. I don't
No,
think
he was
so.
a primal, so he wouldn't have been one of Midgard's brood. He just popped up. Then it's good that I played Summoner because, you know, Wahabu's there. It does make me wonder why, God, what was the guy's name in Baelsar's Wall? The one that tells you, Sloppy! That guy, when you don't dodge his attacks.
Oh, White Griffin?
Yeah, well, that was his title, yeah. I don't remember what his actual name was. But he was the guy that summoned Shinryu originally. So, Ilbert, that's it. Thank you, Marie. Yeah, so I just wonder why he was thinking of Midgard at his deathbed. Like, was Midgard some important, like, logo or something for the Garabanians? I don't know. Let us ask the internet. Write the name in chat. Oh, so the name of the composer, here you go. Yoko Shimomura. There you go. That is the name. Tries to use Summoning Bell. This feature is only available to characters in their homeworld. Shit, that's right. Yeah, okay. Well, it's okay, Marie, because we're probably actually going to be done for the day now. So, you can go back to your homeworld if you need to use the Summoning Bell. Yeah, it's not like we can ask Ilberd. He's kind of very dead. True. It's like they planned for this. Anyway, we can go fight Omega now. Also, we get Deltascape Orchestrion. Cool. It's the same in Dream Team and Superstar Saga? Okay. Gotcha. So maybe it wasn't like all of them, but it was some of them. So, Cole, I think we might be done for the day. Because once we do the third fight, it's going to be hard to not do the fourth fight in a row. And I don't want this to be here for us to be here for 4 hours, so...
Fair enough.
So, as a result of that, I think I'm going to take another opportunity to take a refreshment break and call it a day. So that's going to do it for today's episode of Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers, the Stream Edition. On the next episode, which will be happening tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will finish out the Alphascape. I have a couple of role quests that I need to do, so we'll be working on that. I'll show you all my work around for the tank role quest, excuse me. And, yeah, after that, we'll finish up the Ether Current stuff, and then it's cutscene hell for the next 4 story quests.
Whee!
And then we'll be doing side quests again. We won't even be able to do the entirety of a stream without starting the side quests again. But after that...
Fight S Cactuar before you finish, you have to...
Oh, the A-rank Cactuar. Well, we do have Flight in Amarang. I can go see if he spawned there. I actually don't know where his spawn points are, but I can go check. So, I also can't disband the party for some... Oh, no, it's probably because Marie's data center traveling back. So, I'll just disband it in a minute or two. Mizuko, I don't know if it's a good idea to have you be flying around in a desert. It's not like you can go swimming after this. I'll have to take you somewhere where you can go swimming. Well, he's not directly outside of town, so...
I'm literally still here.
Oh, you're literally still here, so why won't it let me... Okay, never mind.
Is it because I went offline?
No, it lets me disband the party now. Maybe it was because Marie was mid-teleport. I'm not sure. So. I'm not seeing Big Cactuar Boy. Maybe I can look up his spawn points? Oh, you went to the Sea of Clouds? Okay, gotcha. Let me look up his spawn points. I think there's a map or something. That'll depend, though. I don't know what his name is. Malik Tender? I think that's it. Yep, that's him. Spawn points for Malik Tender. He spawns in exactly 4 places in Amarang. Right outside of town is one. There's a couple of spots that we just flew over, and then he could be in Nabatharang as well. So I guess I'll go to Nabatharang first. He's like right by this blip on the map where it says lift station. That's where he usually spawns in, so according to the thing. Which would be right here, I think. Yeah. Now, A ranks are different from B ranks, though, in this game. A B rank is the one that's denoted by that blue mark next to their name. And when you kill one of those, they respawn within 5 seconds. A ranks, on the other hand, respawn like every certain number of hours. I don't remember the exact number of hours, but sometimes they just simply are not there because they haven't spawned, like someone killed them too recently, and so they just plain old haven't spawned. So we might not find them. The hunt train did, in fact, come through here yesterday because I looked... I was doing my Pixie quests earlier today, and there's this one A rank that always spawns like directly outside of Little Iran called O Poorest Paldia. and it was dead. So someone might have gone through and murdered yesterday. Let's see. Last potential spawn point is near Samile's backbone. I see a green Gigantender, but I don't see a red one. So it looks like
Lad.
he is no longer in the zone at the moment. He is out of his mind. Please take a message.
But
Yeah, like that. I'm going to take Mizuko to Tamamizu so that she has a chance to go for a swim, because being in the desert like this would make anyone's skin crawl. So, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. Like I said, next episode we'll finish up the Alphascape. We'll finish up all of the side quests we're doing, and maybe we'll even do a little bit of main questing. It depends, though. Until then, everybody, take care, and have a good one.
but
Okay, Mizuko. Now we can go for a swim.